So good to go, and
Yeah.
let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So hi, once again, morning to everyone and those people who had joined late. I'm Rachit Seth, the founder of Algubaba, and we are here to give you a short walkthrough about the capabilities of Stoxxo and our backtesting platform called Backinzo. Now, just to begin with, primarily the differential, I'm going to explain it to you, is Algobaba designs the finest execution systems, professional execution system, which are secured. Okay. When we talk about security, these are local EXE based setups. Now, please understand that in the world of when things are moving through the web, when things are moving through the servers, you are jeopardizing your securities as well. Even if a Gmail account is hacked, you have lost all your data. Recently, you hear news that Facebook was hacked or your Gmail was hacked. These kind of news comes in. You are not impacted unless and until your data was sacrificed. So these kind of things are very much prone, because with the convenience, the risk factors are going to increase more. But Stoxxo and Backinzo, what we designed, are EXE based setups. So for example, if your system is compromised anywhere, nobody can touch any other user that exists within our base, because Stoxxo is purely local setup. Okay, and it directly communicates with the broker APIs. So when let's say people might say that Stoxxo handles several big desk, I would say, with the capital size of 300 crores, 400 crores as well. So that is the kind of handling that Stoxxo does for one individual clients. When we talk about those kind of funds, so they work with pretty much exhaustive volumes. And in that case, the primary question which comes from such members is that, will anyone know that what I'm planning to execute? Now, very bluntly, if I tell you that any web-based system would know that prior, because whatever you're designing, whatever you are planning to execute is already exposed on a third-party server. But when it comes to the stock, so everything is exposed only to yourself and to your system. Now, we are the only one that has officially printed that, trade signal 100% secured, unlike web-based systems. As you can see on the website, the right badging. The reason is we don't take any kind of communications, because let's say even if our servers try, once you have logged into the Stoxxo, there is not gonna be any impact to you. Okay, because everything is running local. So let us proceed further to explore that what Stoxxo is capable and what all things you can do here. The first thing is that you can always go to the
वॉल्यूम बहुत स्लो का कंप्लेंट आ रहा है लोगों का, तो कैन यू इंक्रीज योर वॉल्यूम क्या
Sure.
रचित जी? या
Is it better now? Please ask them if it is.
Yeah.
I've already kept it. Let me see if I can.
चलिए.
Yeah, is it better?
Yeah,
now?
it's better now. Better.
Okay. So now how does the members want it to be? Mostly in Hindi or English?
Both is okay, not a problem. Both are okay. Or you can have a English also, in English both also is also
English
okay.
is very inconvenient.
Yeah. Well, anything you can do it, no problem.
दिशा एक हो तो ज्यादा अच्छा होता है ना? ये दो दिशाओं में भटकना कम्युनिकेशन के लिए अच्छा नहीं. Anyways, so देखिए, सबसे पहली चीज जो होती है, but if there are people from down south, I think they would
there
be,
are.
yes, so they would be comfortable in the English, otherwise they won't understand. Anyways, so now what is most important is that to begin with the stock, so what do you have to do? See, it's a self-learn platform, it's a self-execution platform, and with the stock, so we give you a 12-day fully functional trial, which you can simply go on the website algobaba.com and you can click here on download Stoxxo. Once you have a setup like this on your system, you can simply run it and install it. Since my system is there and I already have it installed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you straight. For example, this is the Stoxxo. That's how the icon looks like, and this would appear on your desktop once you have installed. So the first step would be that you will go to the sign in screen, and since you might not have an ID, you will go and click on create account. The moment you do a create account, a form would open up just like this. You have to enter your user ID. Now these are your like the way you design your own Gmail, that's your at your discretion, whatever you want to put in. So user ID, name, email, mobile, password, confirm password, city, state, broker name, IFL, Finvisia, whatever it is, you can just enter that and click on I agree. You will get a OTP on your cell phone, and that once you register for that, it will activate your fully functional 12-day trial. So that's how simple it is to go ahead and begin with Stoxxo. So let me go and proceed with the sign in button. The same kind of screen, if you see, it's absolutely the same process for the Backinzo as well. But the difference between the two is that with the Stoxxo, we offer you a 12-day fully functional trial, but not with the backtesting, because that involves commercials for us too. So it would be purely on chargeable basis. Plans are available on the site. The lowest plan with the Backinzo starts from 501 rupees, which is for 7 days. And you can explore the plans on the site. Once we come to the Backinzo part, we'll show you this. But just on a summary note, uh, that's the minimum plan, and plus unlimited backtesting is allowed. When we talk about executions as well from the Stoxxo, we do not restrict you from anything. Like, for example, if you are running, let's say, one strategy from the Excel, if you are running one strategy from PineScript, which is a trading view code, and if you are running a one strategy from any broker as well, plus you are at the same time running multi-leg, plus at the same time you're using our QTPs, Stoxxo is capable to handle it all. So that is the kind of scalability we talk about when we talk about execution system, because it is very important that your execution system is designed to support you in vertical zones. Okay. So now, the moment you are logged into the Stoxxo, your first job is to come to the user settings. And as you can see that, we have added up the brokers. Okay. So let's say, I will just go add my user alias. User alias can be anything. User ID would be my broker ID. And in the broker list, you can see this list is pretty huge, pretty exhaustive. As we say that the only kind that can support these kind of APIs, this many numbers. Now, there may be a scenario wherein the user does not wish to see all these brokers. For example, your work is very simple. You don't want unnecessary exhaustive list. So how do you control that? You can simply go to the settings and plugins. This is the area that will show you your expiry date. This is the area, the count, that will show you that how many accounts license. Every license is charged into the Stoxxo. So when we talk about the commercials, the first account would always cost you 750 plus tax. Every second account of yours will cost you 375 plus tax. So let's say if you can see here that I'm allowed for 101, user type, options module, expiry date, that's your Stoxxo account expiry date. So you can always see that. Now coming to the brokers, you will just immediately go to the brokers and you can select. If you can see that we have very beautifully bifurcated for you that these are the regular APIs. Okay. You can see the list. These are the prop APIs, means prop desk, and these are the free brokerage ones. So let's say, for example, if you wish to see only Kotak Neo, or you don't want any other thing and you just wish to see your Finvision just to keep your list simple and optimized, you can simply select that. If you're okay with the by default broker selection available, because this is a one-time exercise. Now, as you can see, there are several brokers account of mine which are mentioned here. The moment I click on verify API login, all are logged in at one click. So you can see the margins would come in here. Okay. And several account with the green tick, those are the enabled accounts. And that's how one click I can simply log into my accounts. Another step would be to go ahead on trading mode and select on start trading. The moment I do that, my stock feed, my Nifty and Bank Nifty tickers would start appearing here. Now that means that I'm very well connected to the broker feed now. Okay, today's market uh, officially off, so we might not have a tickers moving in, but when you move into the live market, you will have all these facilities. Now, after that, what is most important? As I told you, the first step is to simply go and add your broker account. Let's say you are confused, you don't know the steps how to add the broker account. Do you see this button here? Help. Okay, you can just simply go and click here. That is going to open up a external G drive document, and you can simply wait for it to upload. Okay, because it might take, depending on your net connection, it might take a couple of seconds. So you can see that how to configure brokers API details page have opened. So every broker steps are explained. In case you are confused about any broker, you can simply go and read it, and wherein we have explained you the steps. Now, another step would be immediately to come to the strategy stack. Now, why is that needed? By default, you will find the tag to be available as default. Okay, what does this mean? What does this imply? Now, please understand, just to bifurcate your account, it is very important that you have a strategy tag. Why? Because it allows you to select in which account the execution has to be done. Now, for example, this is a tag which is called as default. It is just a name. It can even be Rachit, it can even be your name, but just by default we've kept it default. Now, the job of this name is to just allow you, if you can see this user account, you can simply click here and it allows you to which account the order has to be executed, plus the amount of multipliers. Okay, because now multipliers is again an essential element. Let's say, for example, one of my account has 2 lakh rupees, whereas another account has 5 lakh rupees. I'm not going to split it across my orders. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simply say that in sim 1 multiply it 2 times, whereas into the test account multiply it 10 times, whereas my primary account keep it as 1 time. So you can modify your multipliers the way you want it, so your orders will be accordingly multiplied and split across into the account or accounts. Now, very simple, I've kept my multipliers here as 2, and right now I'm selecting that everything that would go in sim. Now, what exactly is sims? Sims are live trade simulations. They are way beyond the conventional paper trading that we talk about. Paper trading is designed only to consider your start point, your end point. But when we talk about simulations, simulations are designed to handle your SL trailing, TGT trailing, a lot of complexities. When you will run a multi-leg portfolio on a simulation, you won't be able to identify that whether you are running it in live market, or I mean, whether your trades are live or whether your trades are not live. So that is the kind of experience we are talking about, but it is absolutely risk free, because you can simply explore the live trade simulators. So now when I've clicked this, that's the job. The first step, remember that, is user settings. Second step is simply going to the strategy stack and selecting the account, whether it is sim or simban, or your real live account. Okay, so that is entirely your choice. The moment we are done, now we'll click on start trading, and that's it. We are good to go, we are good to fire, we are good to explore. Now, the first step with any kind of trader into the market is very simple. He says that probably I have 2 accounts and I just wish to execute order into my account um, with the one click, but everything would be manual executions. Now, those utilities are called QTPs. They are super fast, they are very user friendly, and allows you all the possibilities to execute a trade in the quickest manner. So, for example, I'm going to open up quick trade panel from trading tools. The shortcut to open this is shift F1 key. If I press shift and F1 key, QTPs will pop up. Okay, now when you see this QTPs, these are 2 beautiful windows that have appeared here right in front of you. Now, if I open up any broker system, just to order one order, I'm gonna go and select all of this, then you will probably define, and then one order is placed, then one order is placed. If I wish to work with QTPs, let's say, for example, this is a chart. Let me show you why these are beautiful. QTPs, you can open up unlimited. You can simply type in the stock. Okay, and let's say I've defined 5 lots. Now herein I am selecting bank 41,000 CE. Again, I'm selecting here 41,000 PE. Now, since you guys are trader, you are very well aware that however fast you may be to execute these three orders with any of the broking system, with any of the system that exists, you're gonna take at least 2 minutes. Let's say, uh, you want to work around with your trading view, for example, your chart, whatever indicator you might be having from there. Okay, and you are running it through there. You can take QTPs there. If you're running it through the ME broker, you can simply take QTPs there. If you're running it through the Ninja, you can take your QTPs there. So that's how beautiful the system is. Okay. Now, what exactly QTPs are designed to do? See, every trader, what we have analyzed is every trader has a different choice or a perspective. Like you might be trading or using any kind of charting application. Like, for example, if you love Zerodha charts, but you want your trade to be executed in Finvision just for your brokerage saving, or in Kotak Neo Securities or Kotak Securities to save your brokerage, or with the flat trade. Okay, so, or else you want it to be executed in your Angel account. Is that possible? Yes, very much possible, because all these QTPs are linked to that strategy tag here, wherein we have defined, as you could see that, we selected a name default. That's what the job of strategy tag is. Now, when I say this, if you see 1, 2, and 3, and I'm done with the firing and execution, my orders are gone. With the Shift F3 window, I will get to see my positions right here on the screen. So basically, I'm not going to leave my chart. I'm sitting right there. So whether I'm going ahead, you can see this, the quantity which has been executed. If I'm going even on trading view, if I'm going on the broker chart, if I'm going on the AMI broker, I'm not gonna be leaving my chart. If I wish to execute and move out LX, why have I pressed LX is because it's fairly simple. I took a buy position, and for exiting, I have to press LX. If I took a sell position for exiting, I'll be pressing SX. So that is the kind of beauty we are talking about, and that is the kind of smooth execution that we are talking about. Now, this particular window is gonna allow you and show you all the possible data, that what was your average price, whatever is your sell price. So all of this is available here. If you wish to sort, since if your trades are too high, okay, and your list goes huge, so you can simply drag this symbol and just, do you see this empty space? You can drag any field and see how beautifully it has filtered it. So it has given you a beautiful sorting, wherein you can simply differentiate it very easily. If you want to work around with the P&L, like you wish to see your loss making ones and positive months, you can simply click and see that. So that is the kind of beauty we are talking about, and that is the kind of ease and convenience we are talking about when we just talk about QTPs. Now, can you open one more QTP? You can open unlimited QTPs. QTP's job is not just execution, but let's say, for example, now you get into a different game wherein you can click on the plus icon, and let's say you are saying that 20 points of targets, 20 points of stop loss managed now. That's the show.
So Rachit, this QTP is basically the order book, yeah, order window. What is QTP?
Quick trade panel.
Quick trade panel. Okay, so by that we can place our trade. You mean to say, huh? Okay.
Correct. Manual traders, like who are intending to work around with several indicators or several things. They don't have automated coding or anything, but they need a super fast execution, and plus it is going in their dual accounts at the same time. The QTPs are designed for that. Now, if you have added this 20 points of target, 20 points of stop loss, and fire in the whole one click. Now, please understand this part. Now, when we talk about cover orders into the market, cover orders would allow you only placement of stop losses. Okay. When we talk about bracket orders, your entry would always be restricted by limit orders, but you will get a facility of target and stop loss. Now, is there anything that you know of wherein you are firing up a MIS order, market order with your target, with your stop loss, and at the same time you expect it for your security reasons that your data is not exposed, it doesn't travel to the broker or anywhere, but my targets and stop loss stays inside the system to avoid stop loss hunting? Now, this may not impact small size traders with the 5-10 lots of volume, but it impacts huge when we have a bigger execution numbers. Now, let's say, for example, so let me tell you, if I've entered here target and stop loss of 10 points and 10 points and fire in the hole, okay, very simple. MIS market orders is also acting like a bracket order because Stoxxo is taking care of your target and stop loss needs, and it's gonna execute the moment prices reach. Now, this was the primary explanation that I can add in points or percentage my target and stop loss, but there is more to it. If you need even more refined or even more sophisticated execution, you can simply come to symbol mapping, and this is the area that opens up several horizons to define your settings on a neutral note. Like, for example, let me just move this for your convenience. Now, if you can see that by default, also I've added my stop loss. If I just simply add the percentage here, na, just percentage, like my stop loss is in percent, 2%, whereas my target is in points. Can I have that? You can simply have that. You can even define in symbol mapping, and that would be your fixed values for all the executed trades from the stocks. So not necessarily you are defining every time you're keeping this open and defining target and stop loss every time. If you're defined in symbol mapping also, it is gonna take care. Not just stop loss or stop loss trailing you get, you even get target trailing facility, which gets initiated after your target has reached. Okay, you can even define your break even points, which is as good as like your move SL to cost with your normal QTB trades. Okay, wherein you will define your break even point like it's 0.25, it's 0.10%, including your brokerage and taxes, and that's how you can define it. So your break even point would be accordingly calculated from the average buy price or sell price. Now, this is again a beautiful field like max LTP differences. Then now this comes in handy, wherein when we talk about third-party systems like Amy Broker, Trading View, MT, for people not may all be aware, but Trading View futures data or option data it doesn't have. For example, a bank Nifty price which says 41,110. Now, the same thing at that particular time can be 41,108 on Zerodha or on your broker chart, because broker APIs and broker data is much more faster. It is latency free, and as compared to these third party platforms, as I told you, again a web involvement is seen, so latency is possible even when we are talking about AMI broker, but that doesn't impact us much. But please understand why I'm explaining this field is that, let's say for example, there was an error by a data vendor's data. Okay, like if your signals are coming from any broker, you might not know possibly that it is not possible for you to keep checking every minute. So we designed a field that if any point of a given time, when the executed signal and the running system, okay, the running feed is differential of more than 10 points, do not execute the trade. So that is a beautiful field of max LTP difference, which safeguards its users in case of a mistake of different platform, not Stoxxo. So Stoxxo is designed even to safeguard you from other person's mistake or other software's mistake, I would say. You can even define price spread, trigger spread, or let's say if your orders are not filled into particular time frame, it is going to cancel. So you have a facility if cancel if not complete in seconds. Okay, so
So
that
excuse
is,
me, sir. Can we differentiate this setup for futures differently and for options
of
differently?
course, of course. You see,
Yeah.
I'm coming to that part.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah. Mhm. So now that's how the symbol mapping controls. Now, just to read about this field, what the field is supposed to be doing, you can simply take your mouse there and it is going to explain you. If you want to dig in deeper and you really wish to know a lot of things, then just go and click to settings and click on help, and you will get to see your entire 200 pager document that would allow you explanation with all the possible fields, all your doubts. Like for example, what is passive function, what are, like, if you're working with the Excel, how to integrate. If you're working with Amy Broker, as you can see on the left, I have defined everything. Like, if you wish to see your MetaTrader or Ninja Trader integration steps, everything is available to you at your disposal. Plus, at the same time, on our YouTube channel, we have all the possible videos for integration, because practically for any one particular session, it is not possible to explain all the horizons in detail, because Stoxxo is a big ship. It's like someone or Microsoft Windows coming and showing you all the features of, of a window or your Excel or MS is not possible. So that is how it has become for Stoxxo. Stoxxo is a big ship. There are very small things available into the system, which eventually you will understand that once you initiate your trial, once you explore the system, because every trader's need is different. Every trader's requirement is different. Okay. So now further, when we say now, gentleman had a question that what if my futures requirement is different, or my specific stock requirement is different. In that case, see, by default we have this mapping which is capable to handle any kind of trade. Okay, star and star, this will be there. The rest of the things may not be there. Like for example, I've created a separate mapping wherein when I'm saying that whenever I call by the name of Bank Nifty ATMC, you will select at the money futures, okay, a weekly option. Plus at the same time, I'm saying that in this case, whenever I'm calling you Bank Nifty ATMC, your target stop loss is 20 and target is 50, and let's say your stop loss trailing is 5. Okay, and I will say now save symbol. Now look at the beauty here. When I've created a custom symbol like this, I may not necessarily be typing and selecting the ATMC every time. Like, I'll go and see the price and then I'll select. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work smart. I'm gonna type in Bank Nifty ATMC. I'll come to the signals page just to show you. One click, fire and though. Do you see? The moment I just typed in a custom name, Bank Nifty C, it has even executed a 41,000 CE on its own. If the same thing I expect, I have even kept ready. Bank Nifty ATMP. Okay, ATMP, I've kept it as per my choice. You can simply put any name if you want to. You're comfortable with Bank Nifty CE. You're comfortable with Bank CE, Bank P. Go ahead, type that. Okay, so very simple. Do you see this? One click, my option strikes are falling in smooth. So that is the kind of advancement and ease of execution we are talking about. That's what makes us different from any of the platforms, because see, for any algo system, any strategy you might be running, there has to be something called as manual override, because any strategy, if it is not moving in and you are anticipating a better move, you can simply quickly open up the QTPs and execute the orders. That is the kind of raw power we are talking about with the QTPs. Now, moving further, Stoxxo has a very beautiful module inbuilt called the levels trading as well. Now, what exactly is levels trading? Now, levels trading is designed because, see, as I tell you, market has space or avenues open for every kind of trader. Let's say, for example, if you are working at a success of a super trend signal, there are some who are anticipating that it's going to be a failure and it is like a mild retracement and going to dip in. So they are trying to create a sell position. That's how volume is generated into the market. So any strategy success or the failure of a strategy, there would be buyers and sellers sitting across your levels. So whenever you are executing any kind of trade, so understand both the sides to it. So now when we say that, let's say, for example, I'm working with this strategy, this is a trend change. Okay. That's how the beauty of QTP is. But now my thing is very simple. I have certain levels. Okay. Let's say, for example, I'm moving into 1 hour chart. Now my levels are very well clear. Let's say, for example, this is the resistance here. Okay. With the dual candle. Okay. On a shorter note. And let's say the high of this candle is 41,425. Okay. So let's say I am anticipating that if it is proceeding with 41,300 or 41,330 or 340, I want the Stoxxo to execute the trade. Now QTP, you will have to wait. Either you have a choice of limit orders that you place in advance and keep it at the broker. But again, that might not be the need, because eventually if your levels are not coming in, understand with the placement of limit orders, your margin is also getting compromised or eaten away. But you want to act smart, that you really don't want your margins to be pulled in. Okay. Plus, at the same time, you need a system that is monitoring your levels. And the moment time comes in, please, it has to execute. Okay. You don't have time much. And because you have about, let's say, 50 levels, 100 levels, but you need a system that can keep a track on it. So we designed a beautiful utility within the Stoxxo called levels trading. Here, and you can see the third option. Now, This is a very beautiful module. So for example, let's say I am putting in a name. Okay, let's say 41,100C. Now, why I'm using QTP here is because we need a accurate name of a symbol. So what I do is usually, we'll just, rather than typing it, I'll just type in quickly on the QTP and simply copy it. Okay, come here and in the source symbol, I'm selecting the strategy tag. As again, I'm reminding you, strategy tag job is to select whether you will go in simulator or whether you will go in live or you will go into multi. I'll select the strategy tag. Now, exchange symbol, you don't have to enter anything. If your source symbol is correct, it will automatically come here. Okay. So let's say the price right now is 296. I've selected the product type MIS. I've selected quantity to be, let's say, 20. Now, this is very much catchy and beautiful. Level execution. How do you want it? Like, as we just saw this particular chart, for example, let me just go back to the chart again. As we saw that, this particular line, I wish my execution to take place. Okay. For example, this is my line. Now, there are several probabilities, as I told you, that could be a success, that could be a failure. As you can see here in these two candles, that the resistance has been breached by this particular candle and was sustained. Let's say if it was a failure, let's say this wick killed it, moved upside, but it was a failure, it was not a trend confirmation. What are you going to do? How are you going to handle it? So levels trading has given you some options here. Like, one is that immediately the moment your price is touched, we will fire. Second is that on candle close basis, let's say you are selecting candle close, and let's say you have to define the candle time period on candle close. Means, let's say, for example, you're selecting a weird candle of 7 minutes. 7 minutes candle usually is not there. So is it gonna maintain? Is it gonna happen? Let's say you define 3 minutes. Let's say you define 1 minute. So in that case, on candle close, if your level is breached and sustained, then Stoxxo will execute the trade. It will be a confirmation. Let's say you chose the third option, which is trade on candle high and low. So once your candle has been made, and then after that the particular high is getting breached, then to execute, then you can select this option. Let's say, for example, in case of VIX, or in case of these kind of movements, as you can see, my level was breached, but whether it is sustained or not. So let's say, for example, I'm selecting level break and hold. So let's say I'm telling it that level breaks and it holds for 10 seconds, then consider that my level has reached and execute the order. So that's the kind of simple things has been provided with the level trading. Let's say, for example, I'm putting it here, 300 rupees buy. My target is fairly very simple: 20 points of target, 20 points of stop loss. Even for the sell, let's say I'm saying at 250, sell it across, and now sell targeted 20 and sell SL at 20. Okay. Now, moving further, you have facilities like SL trailing. You even have max reactivation count, that how many times you want to keep it activated. You can define that. You want only on crossover, that once your level was breached. Okay, so if you can see that whenever you drag a mouse on any of the field, you will get to see a small pop-up which gives you an explanation that what exactly the field is going to be doing. One cancel another. Let's say, for example, you have defined a buy and sell. Definitely you're working on a trend, and if buy is breached, then what is sell level going to do? So if you can even tick that one cancel another. So once it has reached, you can simply click that. Now, there's several other things, because when you create, let's say, 50, 100 volumes, symbols into the levels trading, there is a possibility that you might not be in a position to monitor the gap up and gap down percentage of that particular stock, or let's say you might not be able to monitor the volume. Let's say, for example, when I'm saying that, whenever this level which I've keyed in right now, 300 and 250, should at least have a day volume of 50,000, then only you execute the trade. If it is not there, please do not. This would come in very helpful to you when you're specifically playing around with certain stocks or certain stock options. This field comes in pretty much handy. You can define a start time, end time, and even schedule time. Okay. And plus, as you can see that I'll just enable all of this. Okay. My levels are enabled, and click here, start processing. That's it. So my levels will immediately go into the mode of execution. Okay. It is going to keep a track of all your pricing, all your levels, and will execute the orders. Now, let's say, for example, you've defined buy levels as well as sell levels, but you're pretty much dicey that market is moving and you have about 100 levels here. And you have even defined, and you did not, it might not be possible for you to go and do 100 levels, one cancel another, okay, to go and tick everything. Suddenly, you need a immediate support that no sell level be executed, market is going bullish. How are you going to handle that situation? That is going to be a chaos, because you might miss as a human if you have more levels. So we have given you two buttons here that allow buy trades and allow sell trades. One click and I'll just disable this. So immediately all my sell trades, all my sell levels which are being monitored will not be considered for further execution. If you wish that market is going bearish, one click, fire in the hole, that's it. You are safeguarded. You can even define the maximum. Let's say you have 100 level, but you want only 10 trades to be executed. After that, no trades to be done. So you can define the max trades count as well. You can export the fields for your own convenience and even import it. Okay. But we do not advise when it comes to the level trading, because even one field or one character of mismatch or mistake that you do might affect your levels trading data. So it is always advisable to make it here and execute it from here itself. But if you wish to export and do it and take your chances, go ahead. That's not an issue. It's been provided for your convenience. So this is primarily the levels trading, which is designed for specifically traders like who work with pivots, who work on day highs, day lows. Because in most of the scenarios, when you're working a 3-day high, 5-day high, 10-day high, we tend to miss out levels, because even if you're fixing up alerts, trust me guys, it's not practical to just have dump alerts, because all that matters is timely execution. You are getting alert after 2 minutes, you are reaching it, probably you might see a big candle and most of you would fall back on your own decisions. And that's where the trend is starting in. So your decisions and your execution should always be in sync for you to get optimum outputs. And that's how Stoxxo is designed. These were two basic modules that we have seen. Now, let's say, for example,
Rachit, before you move to the next
Hmm.
one, I have two questions.
Hmm.
You can go back to the previous screen. So here you mentioned
Hmm.
that suppose we are working on super trend and we are working on 1 minute candle, and you said that the candle time. Okay, so you're saying that the candle time column we can put in 1 minute.
Hmm.
So and you mentioned that 10 seconds is the time we want that price to
That is
sustain.
level break and hold.
Okay, that is for level break and hold.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we so for level, okay, so that is not related to the candle. The candle, okay. The candle time column will act as the sustainable number of seconds
No, level
for
break
this
and
one.
hold will put this in seconds.
Yeah,
Candle
understood.
close will consider it in minutes.
It in minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, understood. Okay, I have one more question on this one, just
Hmm.
in case if you, I mean, I'm sure you would already know. See, when if we take it, if we do it on super trend and the candle time we take it is 1 minute, usually the brokers do not get the correct data at that particular
So let me
time itself.
correct you. Sorry here, but
Yeah,
we have not mentioned here that any kind of indicators here. This is purely a price-based execution system and the your conditions on the execution mode. Okay, this does not
understood.
have any indicator.
Understood. Or okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that question is not valid. Oh yeah, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Hmm.
So one more question.
Yeah.
Can we have a separate? I mean, I don't know whether this screen will be ideal or somebody else, somewhere else. But supposedly, I want to trigger the level based on the futures, and I want to execute the order on the call or the put, P or the CE. Can
Yeah,
that be
that
configured
we
in the
did. I
levels?
was just firing up initiating orders on Bank Nifty ATMC. So ultimately, that was a future signal wherein I was executing. So that's very much possible. Even from systems like TradingView that does not have options data. Okay. I can still, like with
Yeah,
this symbol
in
mapping.
QTP that was clear. In QTP it
No,
was
no,
clear, but
even
over here.
from the trading view. Okay.
Okay,
If I'm sending a symbol called as Bank Nifty ATMC, it is going to
right.
execute. Plus, this is calculating on index value. If you want it to be on future value, you can just simply go and tick this box.
Which is right. Okay. No, in the levels trading I was talking about. In the levels trading
Even
setup.
then, in the levels trading, I'll just type in the Bank
Okay.
Nifty ATMC
Acha.
or I'll define
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But from the futures level, you want a option order or a straddle to be executed. That facility is given into the multi-leg, which eventually we'll be seeing.
Okay, fine. Fair enough.
These are,
Okay.
please understand one thing, Stoxxo has two different modules. Stoxxo is a summary of two products in one. One is the passive mode. When we say passive mode is designed for handling your Excel, AMI, MT4, Ninja, trading view kind of signals or manual QTPs. Second module into the Stoxxo is its own beautiful multi-leg module. Okay.
Okay.
That would allow you to create time-based strategies, multi-leg strategies, which eventually we'll be seeing.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Please go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. So now, as you all saw that, we can execute with the various dimensions, with the various execution techniques. Now, when we talk about things like trading view, or let's say you can see the screener. Okay. For example, we have given several free codes on our site and plus on the videos in the description. Like this is a multi-indicator screener. Now, this is usually not possible when it comes to trading view. Like you're scanning on a super trend, you're scanning on a EMA crossover, or else on a RSI. So it's a multi code, and you wish to fire in options, or you wish to fire in options or futures. So you have a lot of choices here. You can simply select that, and you can see that you can control your own list and it's screening. So this is a free code which has been given. There's several such kind of strategies which has been given, like you will find the multi-leg strategy. Now if I show you, uh, when we say that a super trend strategy, for example, let's say, have you seen something like this? For example, you can many platforms would speak about a single leg execution, like this strike will go in, you will fire from futures. But what if it comes to a custom strategy? What if it comes to that I wish that from trading view, whenever my super trend multi-leg is generating a signal, it should allow and fire up a call ratio spread or a put ratio spread or a reverse iron butterfly. Okay, and it should automatically pick. Is that possible from trading view? Usually that's not possible, the answer would be. But with the Stoxxo, we have opened several new horizons for which videos are available. And with the multi-leg, I can simply select the strategy, fix an alert, and it is gonna, like if I select a short straddle from a trading view signal, whenever it is coming, that's the beauty here. My straddles would be made and it would be automatically executed. That is the kind of advancement we are talking about at Stoxxo, and that's what makes us different when we say that we handle most of the complexities in the beautiful way. Okay, so if you're working, if you have your custom strategies, then definitely see we have our alliances wherein you can get the same coded. Certain jobs we do internal as well with the trading view, and at additional commercial cost we code your strategies and give it to you. So that is the kind of flexibility is possible. If you're working with the simple lines, like this is my buy line, you're putting across another line and you're putting across a stop loss line. So with the three lines, you want to keep dragging and dropping and you want to keep firing up syntax, even that is possible. So with the line based trading you wish to do, there is again a dedicated video on this, because this itself would need another 20 minutes of explanation. So we advise you to watch a video for this, and if any queries we can address that. Now, when we say that trading view is done, now let's move to the beautiful module, because Stoxxo is so immersive in features that we are already done with 45 minutes and still we are not at half of it. So that is why Stoxxo caters to several traders with dire needs, with different needs, and every trader, like not necessarily you might need to learn on trading view, because that's not a requirement. You are primarily interested in multi-leg model. So let me go on multi-leg model. We all saw the QTPs with the single execution. Have you seen a system that from Zerodha chart, I'm sitting, or any other broker chart, or from a trading view chart or any broker chart, I wish that I could fire up a straddle manually because I don't want it to be coded. I'm okay with manual, but I want my option strategy to fall in or a straddle to be fired. Is there a possibility with any kind of such system? I don't think so. So we designed options QTP in options trading. Now this is again a beautiful window. Now let's say I'm selecting Bank Nifty here. I'm selecting options. So you can see the list of all the strategy. These are by default strategy. Let's say callback spread, pullback spread, or let's say a reverse butterfly. Okay. I'm just selecting the name. These are broad terms. Plus I'm clicking the plus sign and I'm also telling it the boss 5,000 of target, 5,000 of stop loss manage, 10 lots, go all in. Okay. One click fire in the hole. Is the order gone? So I'll come to the multi-leg and you can see that, it has already opened up my reverse iron butterfly. It has made a portfolio of 4 legs and the order is executed. Not just that, my target of 5,000, my stop loss of 5,000 on the overall strategy is also fallen in. So that is the kind of advancement we are talking about, even with the manual execution, because we don't believe, let's say, for example, I was working with Bank Nifty and I wish to quickly change, fire up, let's say, a long strangle, one click fire in the hole. That's it. You see, it is made. Now, let's say you feel like, no, Nifty is fine. Just pull up HDFC Bank too. One click fire in the hole. Let's say you pull up Reliance as well. One click and go ahead.
No, but I have to indicate the strike prices in case of strangle.
Yeah, it's inside the portfolio. The portfolio is automatically made. Okay. The portfolio is automatically made. Now that's what.
No. The question is that how the QTP or Stoxxo will select the strike price, which strikes to go long on for the strangle.
That would be as per the rules of the books.
Means
So
what?
where do we define that?
You don't have to define that. It is, if we say a short straddle, for example, do you see that it has automatically pulled in 18?
No, short straddle is okay. It's always ATM. But if I am to make a short strangle,
We are talking about short strangle.
Yeah, here I'm showing it to you.
The strangle, so I have to select the stock
ATM
price.
plus 100, ATM minus 100. It has pulled in
And suppose I want to say ATM plus 400, ATM minus 400.
In that case, you can create your own custom portfolios.
Oh, acha.
And you can call those names. Like for example,
Uh-huh.
I was eventually going to come to that, but let me show you. For example, do you see this name NND2, NND1?
Uh-huh.
These are my made portfolios. What are you saying? ATM 400, right?
Uh-huh.
For example. Okay. I made a portfolio by the name of NND2. Okay. Not just that, let's say instead of 2 legs, I'm adding up 2 legs on the basis of, let's say, even premium as well. Like you will add about 50 rupees of premium. For example, just I'm making a custom portfolio with a depth of 40. I'll just put 3 legs. Okay. So let's say I made this. Now, can I call this name from the QTPs? So what I have to do is I'll go to the settings, I'll select options, and now I will select the custom name, that whatever I wanted at my disposal. Okay. Here, I've saved it. Now, in this QTP, I will get a strategy, let's say NND2. Do you see this? Those names have come in. One click, fire at the hole. And my NND2, which we created with ATM 400, ATM 400, and it is going to execute.
इसका voice आ रहा है yeah.
QTPs are designed for by default firing. Rest, you have several flexibilities and customizations available. Now, we will
Rachit
be...
sir, sorry to excuse me. I could not see anywhere. I mean, everywhere the dates were there. Can we have a logic wherein I want, say, near month and next month, or kind of near week and next week, kind of a option, or we will have to compulsorily keep on modifying it
proceed
to
with
go
the
into the
things,
dates.
and then eventually your queries will be addressed.
Yes, sir.
Now, further, when we say that, designing a multi-leg strategy, we saw QTP's part is done, manual execution, trading, we look it's all out. Now it's fairly simple that we go and click on add portfolio. Let's say with the short straddle, if I wish to select a short straddle, these are just a predefined name. If you don't want anything by the name, you can simply go and click on add leg and you can control it. Now, let's say, for example, you don't want ATM way. Okay, like you don't want values to be in ATMs, you want numeric values. You can go and select on relative, normal, or both. So both will open up both the horizons, like it will give you ATM plus, ATM minus, or else it will even allow you in numeric values. Okay, so for example, I'm selecting here 17,550, and here and I'm selecting 18,150. Okay, just in case. Now that's where in the module comes in. If I just talk about simple time-based executions, which doesn't have any complexities, I have defined start time, end time. It doesn't have leg-wise target, leg-wise stop loss, on target action, on stop loss action. Nothing is there. Okay, simple things, and I will just make, let's say, ABC1 or AB1, and I'll save the portfolio. And in the morning, okay, all I have to do is, let's say for example, all I have to do is I just have to go and click enable. That's it. My orders will be executed that very moment or on the specified time of execution. So you just have to enable if you wish, like, you have made the portfolios, because Stoxxo will allow you unlimited strategies. If you have made all the portfolios and you want it to be auto enabled, you can define it in the clock. All your portfolios would be enabled. Like for example, when you're making a portfolio specifically with the days falling in, let's say you made several portfolio. Some days you have assigned as that, it is meant to be firing on Monday. Some days some portfolios are assigned for Wednesday, some are assigned for Thursdays, but you're using a auto timer enable clock as well. Okay, in that case the executions will happen only on those particular days. So even if it's enabled, it is not going to execute the order. It is going to fail or keep it on hold. So that is the kind of simplicity we are looking at when we talk about multi-leg module. Now moving on further.
So, Rachit, I have one question.
Yeah.
You know, suppose we have put this portfolio to run on every Thursday at a
Mhm.
specific time.
Hmm.
So then obviously my computer should be
On.
on, and this
Correct.
particular Stoxxo exe should be running on it,
Running.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Now the second question is it okay if I put this instead of my local PC, if I put
VPS,
it
you
on
can
a
put it.
cloud?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can put it. Now,
Okay.
beautiful thing with the cloud is, let me tell you that how do people manage on cloud with these Stoxxo.
Mm.
What they do is they design, we under the trading tools, we see restarting Stoxxo is very important every morning. We recommend time of after 8:45. Okay, because that is the time when the broker servers and everything is also refreshed. Okay, now you can simply go to schedule start. Let's say I've defined here 8:55 and 8:58 is my login time and schedule on a VPS, I'm saying. Plus at the same time in this clock I have even mentioned on a 9:15. Now if you see this, what it's going to do is exactly at 8:55, even if your Stoxxo is left running on your VPS, the next morning it's going to close itself, it's going to
It will
start,
bounce. Yeah. Understand. Okay.
it will auto update,
Okay.
it will do verify API login on its own, it will do start trading on its own, and then even your multi-leg module is enabled at this time. So
Yeah.
basically it
Perfect.
becomes a no touch system.
Yeah. Yeah. And one more question. Do you have a Linux version for this?
No,
This
only
is
Windows.
okay. All Windows. Okay. Understood. Perfect.
Okay, so that's how you can define this. Plus at the same time Stoxxo has a beautiful communication module with the Telegram. So all your order updates, everything will travel to you over Telegram as well, even your positions. Or when we say that, my Telegram, let's say, I just need to check if it's configured. If you see this, I'm sure my Telegram is visible to you. For example, if I say that, multi-leg, okay, one click and I can see that, these are the portfolios which are there. I can see the list. Telegram is a very beautiful communication module which has been designed. If you can see here, square of portfolio, end of portfolio buttons are there. Okay. Now, when I say that, if I wish to fire in the whole, one click, even from Telegram, I wish to see, do you see this Bank Nifty Delta C copy one is executed? Even from Telegram, since you mentioned about VPS, there are a lot of flexibilities and opportunities you have. Do you see this? Enable one click. That is the kind of speed and communication. Telegram is an international company, which is a separate thing. But with the communications, when we are talking about, we are just firing up a signal, not your trade data. Okay. Only thing is the command to execute it. Your portfolio is right in your system. Do you see this? All of this. If I say that, even the square of buttons are there, long triangle 2 is running. One click, fire in the hole. Do you see that's gone completed immediately with your blink of your eye? That is the kind of security, that is the kind of execution, and that is the kind of control we are talking and looking at Stoxxo. So even your Telegram bot, when you're working with your VPS, comes in very handy, because right from M2 everything, you have a lot of commands here. Okay, if you wish to square off everything, you need to close everything, you need to click on stop trading. For example, that no further signal to be managed. See, one click, and do you see these buttons have changed immediately? So that is the kind of speed and flexibility we are talking about when you're managing your Stoxxo and your Telegram. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Rachit, before you move on, I have one more question, but that is on the previous thing. That suppose you have created a portfolio where you're selling an option with say 20 rupees premium at a specific time.
Now, for example, let me go one by one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on premium and click. Okay. Now I'll click on add leg. Do you see now strike value is gone here? It's gone blank.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If I untick that and add leg, the strike value comes in.
Okay.
Because the moment when I click this box, premium and Greek leg, it is going to open up, options on nearest delta, nearest premium. So when you say 20 rupees, okay, what is the depth that you're looking at is, let's say 40 depth. Okay. For depth means from ATM strikes, how far it should go. Not necessarily on a Monday or a Friday, you might find those values in a depth of 10 or 20. So that is why keep it to the maximum depth, which is 40. Okay. 20 and depth of 40. Now what next?
Yeah. So when we say 20 rupees, so that is the LTP Stoxxo will look for, or it is the bid it will look for?
It will look for the LTPs. Okay?
LTPs. Okay.
Yes. Plus, as I showed you, the nearest premium. Okay.
Yeah.
You can even select a field called premium. Okay. Wherein you can define, let's say, between 20 to 25 only.
Okay. Understood.
So you have two avenues. Now the difference is when the Stoxxo will go for hunting or, reading the list of option chain.
Yeah.
Let's say anything was not at that particular time was not found between 20 to 25. The price was, let's say, 19.95 and 25.10. Nothing was available. Stoxxo will not execute.
Okay, because it is not the nearest, but
it is not in the
premium
range.
Between.
But when you select nearest, and with the depth of 40, let's say at that particular time the bids are running at 25 rupees. So nothing is available at 20, but we see the lowest as 25. Stoxxo will pull it and fire. Nearest premium means short execution. The same thing is available to you for delta and nearest delta as well. So nearest, when you select, that means the job is the command is very clear that find me anything closest to that.
But that will be on LTP, not the bid.
LTP basis.
Okay, understood.
But further, with the price type, with the execution point, when you're selecting, you have a choice of bid and ask average as well. To read this in detail and to understand what those fields do, you can always click on the help button, and we have explained the fields in detail. So because depending on every trader's perspective, that what exactly do they need, whether they need bid and ask, whether they need average, whether they need LTP, that is entirely user's discretion. Not necessarily every member would follow the same rule, right? So you can simply read that. If we talk about further fields, like we have taken your example, and let's say I'm firing up 2 legs. Let's say I wish to add a third leg, which is a futures leg, into a multi-leg portfolio. All I have to do is buy CP. I'm going to click, and third option will be futures. So I will have a choice of creating a portfolio with the futures as well as the options. And let's say, what if I tell you that, all these custom portfolios that you design are also possible to be executed from AMI broker signal, from TradingView, from MT4, from any kind of thing that you are working with. You can always activate your multi-legged portfolio, or you're using a Python. Okay. So all of this is possible and very easy to manage. Now further,
okay, I have one doubt. So when we have multi-leg strategy, which we execute, you mentioned that we have a profit and a target field also. Do we also have a trailing profit and a target in multi-leg?
Yes, right here in front of you, trail SL. I'm coming to that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So now I'm going to create a very simple strategy. Okay. Now I'm going to create a very simple strategy. Let's say, these are the names basically. Now, some people may think that, I've selected an iron butterfly. That means it's going to get fixed to it. No, that's not the case. It is just for your convenience that we've given a predefined names. You can always go ahead and change that. Like you wish to buy this, you can go and click here. Whatever you want to change, you can do it. Doesn't matter with the name because that's just a default. Like when we say butterfly, it is by the default as per the rules of the book. It's selected a butterfly, but you can always modify it. So that is absolutely not a problem modification. When I say that the add legs, I'm keeping it simple up to 2 legs here, cell C, cell P. Let's say I'm creating a strategy and I wish to say that, move SL to cost. If I want that, I'm going to click that. If I wish that my stop losses reach to the broker in advance, I can click on leg SL at broker as well. If I wish that, my strategy will be positional, the moment you click on positional, your dates and everything will change. Do you see these fields, the square of time fields? They're coming along with the dates as well. Like it is automatically going into 13th April. So you have an option of creating a strategy or converting, or, at the time of execution, you can select it whether you want a normal or a positional. Now, further, with the lady's requirement that once the strike is selected, do we have the facility of target trailing, stop loss trailing? Let's say, for example, now target is also various values we have. Like I can define a options target on the basis of underlying value that if it reaches 18,000 rupees, execute. Let's say on the premium value, let's say 20 points, or if I add percentage, it should be considered. Plus, if you want it on absolute premium, like if your premiums are running, for example, 92 rupees and you want it to be your target to be as 70. Okay. So you can enter absolute values. So there are several ways that you can fix your target and stop loss on individual legs as well. Now, let's say I've kept it very simple. I've kept my target to be 20 points. The same thing. You can even add trailing target to every leg. Like if your profit, just to be very cautious and over cautious, I would say 500 rupees, if it reaches, lock my profit at 300. So in case anytime it goes to 500 and it's coming back to 300, it's going to square off. Let's say you want to keep trailing, like every 100 rupees of profit, keep trailing my profit by 50 rupees. You can define even that as well. Now, this would be specifically on the leg basis. Okay. So this thing is possible when we talk about stop loss. Stop loss also, the same values are available to you. And when I define 20 points and trailing SL, now herein the values can be in points or percentage. Let's say, for example, you're saying at every 3%, you want your stop losses to be trailed as 1%. Okay. So every 3% of rise and you want the trailing to be at 1%, or else you can have it in points as well. Now, the beauty here is when we say that simulators are designed for these explorations only. And that is the reason why you get a 12-day fully functional trial, is so that you can explore new horizons, learn through it, and plus you are absolutely risk-free because nothing is at stake. So that is the kind of simplicity and execution model we are talking about. Now, further moving on. Apart from this target and stop loss individual, like there are several other actions that on.
एक मिनट हाँ
Someone's phone.
एक मिनट yeah हाँ good.
So now, when I say that on target and on stop loss, there are several functional available. Like if your target is reaching and you wish that, re-execute the current portfolio, if any one single leg, so means close the portfolio and execute the portfolio. If you wish to re-execute the leg, keep re-entering or keep re-executing the leg, you can do that. If you wish to do a re-execute portfolio on complete, like, once this portfolio is completed, then you wish to automatically re-execute. So basically your strategy is always running. So you have several avenues. Even when we talk about stop SL weight values, like my stop loss was hit and I need to wait 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or, in points or percentage, it should hold down. Okay. So that is the kind of flexibility we are talking about. Now I'm going a step further, like I'm adding up this two leg. Okay. Uh, Now these two legs, what I want is that I'm clicking here as idle. Why have I ticked idle? That when I'm executing the portfolio, since this is idle tick, that means it is waiting for some action. Now, what does the action mean? On target, I'm selecting that on target execute leg 3. Okay. And herein I'm defining on target execute leg 4. So my intention here is that whenever this leg's target is reaching, you will execute this leg. Whenever this leg target is reaching, you will execute this leg. So I have defined. That is the reason why I take idle, so that when I'm enabling the portfolio and firing it, only these two top legs will be fired, not these two. Third and fourth leg will not be. That would go in on hold for the next action signal, which we have defined that on target, please execute leg 3, and on target, execute leg 4. So that is the kind of flexibility that you have here. Now, not just that, further we'll dig in even deeper. Now we go eventually step by step. We saw these leg-wise controls, which you can simply explore it, as I always tell. We even saw a execution mode as start time. Okay, but there is more to it. Let's say, for example, people are working with the combined values, like this is negative 174. So I want this portfolio to be executed when it comes to negative 190. Okay, so I will select combined premium crossover. Now, few minutes back, a gentleman asked that, on the basis of futures levels, I want option strategy to be executed. Now we'll quickly sum it up, because else it would be too long and the session might get pretty much boring, because it's difficult to grasp so much of knowledge at the same
No, it
time.
is not boring. It is so exciting. Let me tell you,
No,
we have
but
never,
I feel,
we have never seen such, such a complete system.
yeah, I mean,
It's just simply super.
Stoxxo honestly has
No,
become like a flight
not
manual
not
folder.
only the completeness of the system, the way he presents, and the way the knowledge he has, simply amazing, simply amazing.
Super. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, the gentleman asked few minutes back that on the basis of futures level, I want a portfolio to come alive. So in that case, instead of the execution mode that we have combined premium crossover, I'm going to be selecting underlying level. So for example, underlying level means that now again, in this case, there might be a catch. Some people would call underlying or prefer underlying to be at spot. Some people would expect that my option to be executed on the basis of futures price. So in that case, what you have to do is you have to just come here and select your underlying. What do you want, spot or futures? Okay. So let's say I'm selecting spot for now. So this is the value here of spot 17,599. So for example, I'm saying underlying levels when it comes to 17,750, then you execute. So let's say I name it U1. Okay. And that's it. I've kept it saved here. The portfolio is saved and I clicked enable. See, it has gone into monitoring. So what it is waiting for? It is waiting for its underlying level to come. The moment it comes, your portfolio would go live. Not just that. Now, a portfolio is in the monitoring state or in the under execution state. Can I still modify things? Can I add values? So if the portfolio is in modifying monitoring state, you can go and change your underlying levels. So let's say, for example, I'm saying 17,610. At the same time, you feel like that, you target and stop loss should also be there on the combined. You don't want to risk your position. So let's say you will go ahead on target. Now, this center area that you saw on the top, what you see target and stop loss, that is on the basis of leg. What we are looking at here, if I want it on combined basis, like on the overall strategy, because your one portfolio can be of up to 8 legs. Okay. So as you can see here, one portfolio, you can make up to 8 leg strategy. Now on this combined, you want a lot of risk factors to be managed. A lot of risk management should fall in. We'll be coming to the risk management part. Now, let's say, for example, I've selected a combined profit uh, of monetary value of 6,000 bucks. Plus, at the same time, I even wish to define a profit lock. Like if my portfolio is reaching 3,000, lock it at 2,000, you can do that. If you feel like that, no, it should be absolute combined premium. What does absolute combined premium means? That this negative 174 is going to become negative 100. Please close the portfolio. Third person comes and says that no, it will be underlying movement. Means if it goes 17,500, close it up. Fourth person says that, no, work on delta values. So you can define the delta value as well. Coming to the stop losses, the same thing implies. But stop loss is little more smarter. It gives you more flexibilities. How it does that, I'm going to show you that. The same thing, combined loss means monetary, combined premium means the points or percentage, absolute means the absolute value, underlying as you also. But we even gave you a beautiful thing of loss and underlying range. Now, what exactly is this used for? Now, loss and underlying range is a feature wherein you, let's say you don't want to define anything in target. You are done. You don't need to do anything. You can control both the sides with the loss and underlying range. What exactly is that? Now, in this case, there are people who call it as rolling straddles. There are people who call it as continuous straddles, or, always keep your strategies open and always keep the portfolio running. Okay. So depending on the trader's need. Now, when I select loss and underlying range, what it's going to do is I'm going to add first security protocol is that my maximum loss will not exceed more than 5,000. My stop loss wait seconds, if I wish to define that, in case of freak trades. Although, just for your knowledge, Stoxxo has inbuilt freak trade mechanism, which is one of its kind. We don't disclose the logic of it. That's a secret recipe. But over the Twitter and several places, you will find tweets or, a lot of knowledge sharing, wherein Stoxxo has safeguarded its traders, wherein most of the web-based execution systems failed. And that's wherein Stoxxo has safeguarded its users by identifying that it's a free trade and the trade was kept running. So this comes in by default tagged for your safety. It is not going to impact your strategy in a negative way, but always going to safeguard. But again, it is the user discretion whether to use it or do not use it, but no explanation is provided that how it does the job, because that's the secret sauce that we have earned and acquired over the years of experience. So
Rachit, can you please repeat this? I mean, just in terms of, that's a very good risk management
yes,
aspect.
see, by default that is embedded. Just understand, by default that is already been embedded. It will always come as tagged, but in case some users who don't want it, we can always remove it. Now I'll show you how it functions and what is the beauty here. So let's wait for some time. Okay. Now I was here, loss and underlying range. When I say, like, my stop loss is at 5,000 and I want to wait for 3 seconds. Let's see if my loss is coming down, or I can define that. One is this risk management, loss and underlying range. If my underlying, now here in underlying comes in between. Now let's say I'm defining one as -50, above as 50. So either side it goes. I've not defined a combined target. So either side it goes as -50 or above 50. Either you can square off the portfolio, which it's gonna do, or else, let's say you want to act or keep it always running. So on stop loss action, you can control. You re-execute, square off, re-execute at entry price. So let's say I selected re-execute. Now, how many times you wish to do it? How many times you wish to keep re-executing? There has to be a limit, right? So you will come to other settings and you can define 20 times, 50 times, 100 times, whatever times you want to keep re-executing that. So what it's going to do is it's going to fire up a rolling straddle, and at every 50 point upside or downside, it's going to keep managing your strategy. So that is another beautiful feature by the Stoxxo loss and underlying range, which comes in very helpful when you are specifically running by the markets and the underlying levels. So people who work with the underlying levels, this is gonna be very helpful to them depending on their strategic requirement. Now further, apart from this, we saw the stop loss on the target and everything. I have defined a stop loss of 5,000. I've defined, let's say, a leg wise stop loss of 20 points, but there is more to it. Let's say, for example, whenever a portfolio is getting squared off, there is only one probability, which is that your one side leg would be in profits, one side leg would be in loss. So in that case, if you want, on stop loss, only loss making leg should be squared off, or on stop loss, only profit making leg should be squared off. Rest keep it running. But at the same time, what Stoxxo is going to do is Stoxxo will by default move SL to cost if you have take this. Okay, so your running portfolios will be at cost. So again, you are safeguarded. Now, coming to the further part, under the monitoring, let's say combined target or leg wise, if you say like 20 points, but at the same time you say that, boss, it shouldn't be real time, it should be on minute close basis. So give me a candle close control. I'm giving it to you. So you have a candle close control on the minute basis. At the same time, you are saying that a target monitoring on the combined target and stop loss should also be on minute close. You can define your own candles, whether 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 1 minute. Usually people are done within 1 minute, but yeah, if you have more of a courageous heart, you can definitely go ahead with more minutes.
Yeah. So when we are saying 1 minute candle close and 3 seconds, the first will wait for the one stop loss to get triggered. Then again it will go and wait for 3 seconds.
Correct.
Fine.
SL wait is an optional choice.
Yeah.
Okay. By default, when we say candle monitoring, it is definitely a wait only. Okay.
One more question. Is there a way, see, because a lot of people also doing here positionally, what we will do, create a kind of an iron fly. So when we create 4 legs are gone. And similarly, if you do another 4 adjustments, the 8 legs restriction count. So is there a way when you do positional, can a 9th leg or at least 10 legs? Otherwise, what is happening? You have to create a copy and then do the adjustment.
Correct. See, right now that's the limitation with the 8 legs, because please understand that with the at Stoxxo, people execute about 1,000 portfolios. We have to see the grid values as well.
Oh.
And how things are managing, because when I say the capital size, which I've already said triple digit, the portfolios on an average is like 700 or 800 portfolios being executed. So in that case, we have to see the structural integrity. But let me tell you, we are already working, and possibly, in coming months, we have plans to make unlimited portfolios in leg. So not even 8 or 10. If we open it up, we have plans to open it up unlimited. But let's see how it goes, because as I tell you, we have to see a lot of things. It is not a normal system because it manages around 60 APIs at the same time. So every structure has to be in sync. So it takes time for us to analyze and, release an update over that. So yeah, that's already planned and we are working towards it.
So the limitation is on the number of legs in a portfolio, but not the number
with
of
the
portfolios.
portfolios.
Okay. Yeah. We can run unlimited.
You can have unlimited portfolios. If you're paying 750 plus tax 885, we don't tell you that please don't make any more than 10.
Okay.
You make 1,000.
And one more question. Suppose if I'm running a strategy here or a portfolio here, then can I and I want the same portfolio or the strategy to be run by my friend PK Kothari. So can I save this strategy and send it as a file to him, and then he can import and use it?
I'll show it to you. Very good question. Like I have made these strategies. There's several strategies here. Let's say feel like I wish to export it to my friend. I'll click on export here. I will say, let's say Bank Nifty Delta C. Okay. Plus for encryption, I wish to add a password. Okay. And I'm saying export. Oh. Now, let's say, for example, you said PK Kothari, right? So I said PK Kothari and I just saved it. Now, when you're sending it, the file to the PK Kothari, if any user gets a hold of it and he doesn't have the password, he cannot access your strategy. If you have defined. If you don't add a password, then it's open. Now, once he receives the file, like herein, okay, as you can see here, that's the kind of file. It looks like it's not going to open up under any given circumstances, but this Stoxxo. Okay. So nobody's going to know it's a totally encrypted file. Just 1 second. I'm not able to control it. So when I say that your friend has got the strategy, he will go and click on import. He'll select this. He first prompt is to enter the password, what was given. Now he has the portfolio. He will select this. And then when he clicks import, the strategies will be migrated.
Oh, good.
So basically you can send it to all your friends and family and make them lucky. Okay.
Yeah. Because in our group, we run, a lot of strategies which are common. Everyone wants to run. So I think Kapil is already using Stoxxo, so he can export and send it to us.
There are a lot of such amazing traders who are using Stoxxo, and if they agree to share their strategies, then fantastic for you.
Yes.
We share everything here.
Yeah.
We don't hide anything here. Yeah.
That
Acha,
makes a big
I
sense.
have a very basic, I think which you have explained, but I want to again ask it. Suppose I want to start a straddle in the morning at 9:20 a.m. provided my ATM premium is say 1,000 rupees. Is it possible?
Yeah, I think I showed you that.
Ah.
I've
So
already
that means
showed you in the execution parameters.
so that means ki at 9:20, if the premium is 1,000 or more, my straddle will be fired. Correct?
No, not in
Huh?
that case. As I told you that you can select the combined premium crossover level, whatever the absolute level is, like it's 228, and you're saying that negative 300, if it's coming,
Okay.
you execute that. Another is the start time mode. Third
Acha.
is your manual mode when you click. Okay. So
Okay.
these are the 4 options which are available for execution condition.
Okay.
So
So
sir,
morning.
so sir,
Okay.
it is the same thing what you are asking.
Yeah.
So that can be done, yeah, actually.
And similarly, can we have the straddle linked to the India VIX?
No for now.
Acha, not for now, huh? Ki
Yeah.
whenever the India VIX is a 14 or maybe a 13, you fire my straddle in the morning.
So,
But that
so
is not
Rachit,
possible.
can't we take my particular portfolio?
Mhm.
I mean, India VIX as an underlying
We
for
are
my
already
portfolio to
planning to
execution.
give you VIX in Stoxxo. So just wait for some time.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
understood.
because please understand, whenever we incorporate a feature.
No, totally understand, Rachit. I understand there are 60 APIs you have to take care of. Actually, this is something we were discussing yesterday or something. So just wanted to
Correct. So
understand if that
we
is there.
have to see structural integrity on a much higher scale than any other platform.
Absolutely.
Because neither do they handle so many complexities. Like, see, as a trader, what I feel is like, if I feel like, from my Excel, or let me show you like from a browser, if I'm firing up an order, and at the same time this, so everything should be in sync. Like if you wish to fire your option strategy from Excel, you can do that as well.
How is that?
There is a function, there is a video dedicated for that, but on a shorter note, or from the URLs, I think we had some functions which I can just simply paste it right now. It is not handy to me, but let me show you. If once it is integrated, we get the functions like this. IB
Okay.
underscore multi.
So what you're saying, suppose if I sorry, go ahead.
Please. So for example, let's say there is one portfolio on the back end, you see NND1, right? So I'm saying it NND1. If I click here on comma, if you see here, okay, it is showing me that what I'm supposed to be entering. You see this? It is asking me for strategy tag now. Okay. If you see here, everything will get auto highlighted. Okay. Symbol, what it would be. So let's say I created a portfolio of Bank Nifty, but I wish the same strategy to be fired in Nifty or Reliance. It's possible. MIS product lots would be, let's say, about 10 lots. One click, and do you see the function has gone and my NND1 is executed. So even from the Excel, I can fire up a multi-leg strategy. Okay. So anything. Now the same thing, can NND1 be activated from TradingView or ME Broker? Yes, it is possible. Everything is based on the integration basis, but everything is doable here. So we can do such flexibilities which have not been possible till date. So that is the kind of simplicity we are looking at with these Stoxxo. Now, further moving on.
So whenever we say we put anything SL target or execution, so it is real-time monitoring, or every 1 second, every 5 seconds it checks?
It is
How is it?
real-time monitoring.
Okay. And the way you showed that you can import a strategy and share it with your friend. So does it mean like whenever we want to copy same strategy to somebody else, we have to import and only then we can copy? It's not directly like whatever I will fire here will get copied in other accounts if I map something like that.
No. That is not possible.
Okay.
Specifically with the case of multi-leg. But if you are, let's say you are working with Amy, sorry, let me complete the lady's query, please. If let's say you're working with the Amy broker, or you're working with Excel, or you're working with TradingView. Okay. And you're working, leaving the multi-leg module, you're working with the normal mapping functions. Okay. Like futures, and then you want the signal to travel, then you can use a facility called remote share, which patches up Stoxxo to Stoxxo. Like Amy broker is running on my system, my strategy is on my system, my friends are somewhere else, there are hundreds of friends, and I wish to send my signal to them. I can patch my Stoxxo with their Stoxxos, and eventually those mapped signals or this manual QTP signals, if I'm firing, like if I'm opening this and I'm firing up ACC, and you want this particular tag or this particular signal to reach your friend's Stoxxo, the moment you click LE, it will travel to them. But there are rules to that. So you have to watch through it, you have to explore it, because let's say running QTP, a small thing I'm telling you, a running QTP, you just shut it down and you're not, or you change the symbol, the signal might be hampered. When you're using remote share facility, everything has to be in sync. If you are running a Amy broker, or let's say you are running a trading view, for example, your strategy is, you don't wish to give the strategy to your friend, but the signal should reach him. You love him, but you don't care much for him. Okay. So it's like that. So the thing is, in
Good
that
one.
case, you can use the remote share facility as well. Okay. Wherein only the signal would reach him. When we say signal, that means only the execution will take place. He would not know whether you're firing manually, whether you are firing trading view, whether you're firing Amy broker, doesn't matter.
No, but you are telling me that if I have synced 4 account in my own account, then I can copy the same trade in all the 4 accounts, no?
Copying,
In the same portfolio.
executing is one thing. Okay.
Uh,
The accounts which are logged in, so the
uh,
system is running. But there might be some people who might say that, I'm running my own Stoxxo, you send me the signal for your Amy
acha,
broker strategy. In
acha.
that case, remote share comes in handy.
Hmm.
So
But
remote share basically will execute only those particular signal which you're allowing it to share.
So Rachit, basically we can create our own marketplace.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Just like
in a way.
TradeTron, what you do, you put
Hmm.
your strategy and you
Hmm.
do not disclose the strategy. I mean, only the trades are copied. So like that, suppose Kriti has a strategy with herself, and she will only send the signal to the subscribers, whoever is paying to Kriti.
Ah,
So we
Yeah,
can
but
create a marketplace here.
again, the catch here is, I'll tell you,
Huh.
when you talk about any web-based system, your strategy is already compromised and it's gone. Herein, only the signal is traveling in an encrypted way. Nothing is stored. So it is Stoxxo to Stoxxo patching. If two local systems are running, just like any desk or team viewer, okay, that's wherein the Stoxxo will patch itself. So you can always add up remote client. Now, again, the beauty is, let's say this guy, I'm the one who is selling a signal to, or giving the signal to Mr. PK Kothari, for example.
hmm.
Okay. Now, PK Kothari also has Stoxxo. He's very well aware.
Hmm.
Now, he is smart enough. Let's say he has a license of 100 users. Although, if I'm giving my signal in a good faith that, I'm giving it to you, sir, for your personal use, but you are assuming that it should go into the multiple accounts, because I'm the one who's giving it into hundreds of people are there from my stock. So in that case, when you add remote share, like when you add remote client, let's say, for example, anyone's ID is ABC1234, for example, ABC1234. Okay. You will say which tag strategy should go him. Let's say you created a new tag. Okay. Like you created a new tag default. You will select which mapping signal will go to him, like only Bank Nifty ATMC or ATMP signal. At the same time, you also have a field of max allowed users. Now, the other Stoxxo guy might have a license of 100 users, but you are just allowing him 2 users.
Okay, very nice.
Okay. So in that case, although he's a Stoxxo user, he might pick up 1,000 as well, but it's not going to help him, because whenever the signal is coming in, it's going to happen only in one account.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so whenever we send it, like, is there anything that the person also has to accept it, or by
Yeah,
default it will get
person has
executed?
to does like, once you have added a remote client this way, what the
Mm-hmm.
person has to do, the other person has to on his remote share, he has to go on, click on remote, enable remote client, and add remote host. and he has to select the name, let's say for example Rachit. Okay,
Okay.
that's not gonna happen because that's my ID. Okay, let's say for example this. Okay,
Okay.
so in this way the remote host he will place, and then what will happen is a new strategy tag will appear here on his system, on the guy's system, the other person, the remote client. A new strategy tag will appear and he can select in which account he wants to accept the signal, like whether simulator or live, just like the normal process.
So it has to be one-time activity in the
One
morning
time
or
activity.
something, or
One
every
time.
time a signal comes?
One
Okay,
time.
one time. Daily he has to
No,
do
no,
it.
daily nahi. It is one time
Okay,
selection.
only one time.
One time.
Okay.
Yeah, if he feels like today is running on simulator and after a week he wishes to go live, then he just has to go here and click on the live part. That's it. That's
मेरा
the
मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट है, ये आईटी के वाले जो लोग हैं ना, वो थोड़ा चुप रहो यार, हमारे सिर के ऊपर से निकल रहा है. Kirti and PV, we are just not able to understand what all you are talking. Let's stick to the basics first.
They're discussing remote portfolio management.
एडवांस में चले, हम सब बेसिक लोग हैं भाई.
Right.
Anyways,
आप रिमोट में पहुंच गए, आप कहाँ पहुंच गए, हम तो भी बेसिक पे आगे नहीं निकले. चलिए.
correct. कुछ नहीं है, छोटी सी चीज है, बट उनका इंटरेस्ट कुछ और है.
यार हमारे यहाँ पे तो बड़े-बड़े एक्सपर्ट हैं आईटी वाले लोग.
You have everything like commodity, currency, and equity F&O.
Currency,
Like
let me tell
strategy.
you, we don't promote much of currency usage with Stoxxo. Only futures you can create a mapping and you can fire up, this way, as you can see the sample in front of you. You can create a mapping like this and you can fire up the futures, but not with currency options.
And
MCX,
yeah.
Go ahead with the futures as well as with the options.
Okay.
That's absolutely fine. But if you talk about multi-leg will only support the NSE stock options or index options.
Oh,
Now,
it doesn't work with MCX multi-leg?
Not for now. MCX options is not. Please understand, see, the efforts are deployed wherein the demand is more. Okay. With the MCX, except for crude and NG, you won't find volume anywhere when it comes to the options. So we don't see the much of a necessity or much of a need or running of multiple strategies when it comes to MCX options. But yeah, in future, if we see a scope or demand falling in, we might introduce MCX options in multi-leg.
Kirti is in options only, commodity options. That is why she is asking.
Sir, actually what happens, we work on the rule of demand and supply. If we see a demand coming for VIX is high, so first we will focus on VIX. If we see that demand for M6 options or for any other feature is less, we would set back it and keep it on hold for some time, that once we have free scope, we definitely do that. So yeah, M6 options is in the list, but yeah, will take time.
So Kothari sir and Kriti, basically it's a opportunity for us. Not many people are there.
Yeah. That is why I'm doing in the crude mini, na? Crude mini to explore.
And sir, can you check if that best order facility is also available in this?
I think it is not there right now.
It is not there. Okay.
Sir, I have a question here.
नहीं, बेस्ट ऑर्डर का मतलब समझो, एक मिनट रचित जी, बेस्ट ऑर्डर का मतलब एज आई डिस्कस विद यू कि दैट मींस द रेट इज कीप ऑन रिड्यूसिंग बाय 5 पैसा इन केस इफ आई वांट टू सेल डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट इज द बेस्ट स्ट्रेटजी दैट डू यू हैव दैट फैसिलिटी.
This is off the grid, sir, and let me see what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So further, because we are already done for a long period and still things remain. Let me move further.
Yeah. You continue.
Let's say if you wish to see a chart, you can simply click here on the chart icon. Okay. And the moment you click on apply your chart, or else you can simply go to options trading, multi-leg charts beta. Now again, I'll show you a very beautiful thing, which is not common. Let me see if my account is logged in. I'm not sure if I have XTS account.
The payoff chart, huh?
Yeah, no, not the payoff chart. I'll show it to you. Beautiful thing it is. I hope it runs. I just did one mistake. I'm not logged in my test account of XTS APIs. Reliance and HDFC, these are market movers usually. That's the scenario when we say. Yeah. So let me tell you, and plus market is not running today. So, that could also be. You can even club a chart of Reliance and HDFC and see here, a clubbed candle. Okay. And plus even add your indicators, what you want to, like if you wish to add your, EMA, you want to assess the market. I wish I could show you guys, but right now this is not running. I was suspicious whether it will. So, in that case, even if it's a straddle chart, a strangle chart, you can simply run that and watch it. Like if you're doing multi-leg chart, you wish to see a short straddle chart, one click fire in the whole bank nifty, and let's say you added up apply. Okay, so in that case, a live straddle chart, wow, it has come. Okay, so now if you see here, I can even add up the indicators as well. Okay, just to show you guys, I'm just showing you SMA. So that's a live straddle chart which will be moving on your screen. I think if that also works, let me see that. If you wish to open another chart, and add HDFC Bank.
Live straddle chart will be very good, particularly
Yeah.
for the morning straddle one.
Correct. I'll show you how the chart works. That is absolutely fine. The only thing is it should open up. See, now this is a clubbed candle of HDFC and Reliance. This is not a regular candle that you're looking at. Now, to all the technical lovers, that's wherein the Stoxxo has given you a full-fledged, one-stop thing. Now, even a 50 EMA will become very powerful. Look at the beauty here. With the clubbed candle, okay? You have several horizons opening up. You can even make a chart with 3 candles. You can have added value, you can have subtracted value, you can have CPR, lot of things. So it helps you with several analysis that you wish to do when it comes to the stock. So you can control your candle size, whatever you want, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Everything is beautifully placed, and all of this is running live. So this is again a rare thing that you cannot club 2 candles chart anywhere on any of the broker system. That something is showing you. If you see the value here, it's 3997. So it is a combination of Reliance plus HDFC Bank. So you get a beautiful advantage when it comes to charting as well.
But here in the club candle for the straddle, do you get the open interest also?
No.
You don't get?
No. OI is not shown there.
Okay.
आपका स्ट्रडल का चार्ट एक बार फिर से दिखाइए, स्ट्रडल का चार्ट एक बार फिर से दिखाइए, स्ट्रडल वाला.
हाँ, और यही straddle chart पे you can define ये indicator के crossover पे entry exit लेना वगैरह that way.
No. This is only for
Okay.
visuals. This is
Okay.
for now. This is only for visuals.
Okay, got it.
Can we view payoff graphs as well?
Yeah. This is the chart. Okay, you can add your indicators or whatever you want to. Regarding payoff chart, you can come. Payoff charts are limited to the view. Okay, up to 2 leg, 4 legs is what we recommend, not for the 8 leg chart for now. But for limited strategy, do you see this horse icon? You can simply go and click that and it will immediately open up the payoff chart. Okay. So if you wish to see a condor chart, you wish to see a bull spread, iron fly, whatever chart you wish to see, you can simply go and for this, when you go and click on portfolio level horse icon, it is for your own strategy that you have built. If you wish to create anything in the payoff, so you can go to option strategy payoff. Let's say you selected a strangle or you wish to add a leg, you can simply keep doing that manually, whether you want to buy or sell or whatever you wish to do, you can even do that. So you can have your own payoffs, look at the break evens.
So it's like like Opstra, I mean, a virtual.
Yeah, Stoxxo is basically everything at one place. You don't have to struggle.
Right.
What's needed is available.
Yeah.
Rest, most of the platforms, when we talk about, they are unrequisite, unrequired things which are given, which actually doesn't even imply in the trader's mind. But unnecessary needs are generated. But Stoxxo caters to what is needed, what is adopted into the market, and everything is available. Like even if you're firing up a straddle, like a simple thing, if I show you, even if you're firing up a straddle, but you want a wait and trade to be there, so you can even define a wait and trade. Like 1%, if the leg moves, then only you execute. If you wish a range breakout, you can select. For range breakout, there is a dedicated video available. The range breakout is again a beautiful thing. Like you're saying that 9:15 to 9:20 to 9:30, whatever range is becoming, range high or range low, or CE on high, PE on low, or PE on high, or also on any side. If it breaches, please execute. So you can create range breakout portfolios as well as one click, for which we don't require any kind of external coding. So you can do a lot of things. As I tell you, that multi-leg is a very exhaustive module. Now, if I show you one very simple thing, in which is a trap, okay, in which many people get stuck. What is that trap? Now, for example, this is, let's say, a strategy which I'm creating, a positional portfolio. Okay. Next morning, the market is opening a gap up or gap down. Okay. What are you going to do? Your portfolio is going to get squared off immediately. Because if it is out of the range, if your stop loss is hit, target is hit, my job is to fire. But
Yes.
there is a different person who says that, boss, I'm very well versed with the market. I know what is going to happen. And ultimately, it's a straddle. Okay. So either side, I'm sitting it strong. Okay. Now, for example, I am saying that, positional target monitoring time is from 9:30. So when the market is opening at 9:50, do not touch my system. In case of stop loss, you will become active at 9:25. Then you monitor. If it is hit, move me out. Otherwise, immediately when the market is opening up, do not push me off my strategy. So you have these kind of small
nice, very nice
handling available.
This is very good. It's a really good one.
Yeah. So this is the need of the market, not something like, fancy or jazzy thing, because this is how the acha now when we talk about the execution, when I say that people with so many crores manage the fund, now they're not the ones who are firing up one order at a time. Deploying suddenly, that kind of volume is gonna give him only more slippage. Okay, because the prices would be impacted. Now, those kind of traders, what do? They come and they control their slicing. How do they do that? They come to the other settings. By default, Stoxxo will slice your orders at 0.1 seconds of gap. Okay. But these traders, they say that, execute 30 lots per order and wait for 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds, keep firing 30 orders. Now, they said this was for entry. But what happens when it comes to the target and stop loss? Do not panic. Do not panic. Maintain my decorum. That's what a refined trader's principles or ideologies are. Be patient, control your mind. The loss is imminent. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And please, usually you all are seasoned traders, but we have worked with several traders who might panic, or, who might go all in without their financial capacities. That's what the reality of the market is. Okay. Now, when we talk about the execution part, as I showed you the slicing, you are saying that, boss, even if it's exit on target and stop loss, follow the rule. Slice exit orders as entry orders. Okay. If you have accidentally managed your position, now please understand this point, very critical it is. You took a position, sell C and sell P of one lot, and then suddenly, accidentally or deliberately, from your mobile application, you went ahead and exited the P. Okay. Or the C, which Stoxxo does not know. For Stoxxo, strategy is still running. We don't know what you have done with your system. Why would we keep a track, right? You have put me on a job. You have given me a job to monitor your portfolio, target and stop loss. I don't know. In that case, you have one setting which says stop exit order if no position exists. So when Stoxxo will be firing a square of order, it will check your order book whether this order actually exists on your system or it doesn't exist. So, these kind of small refinements are very important. Even for the slightest of the error, we have given you risk management. Now, coming to the risk management part, we fired up so many portfolios with individual profit lock. I showed a lady asked for, do we have profit trailing? Do we have stop loss trailing? Do we have? Now, let's say I have fired about 1,000 portfolios, 100 portfolios, or 10 portfolios. Practically, it's not viable for me at times to, monitor. So I'll come to the strategy stack. I'll come to the strategy stack. Now herein, the PNL would be a sum of all the clubbed consolidated strategies. Okay. In that case, I wish to define that for all my strategies, if any point of given time, boss, I'm going in 20,000 hot, pull me off the trade. If I'm going for overall strategies in 50,000 profit, pull me off the trade. At the same time, if I need a max loss wait time, like, max loss wait time is 3 seconds, that's like SL wait. At the same time, you want to define a overall profit locking, that if my strategy is reaching at any point of 10,000, lock at 5,000, give me a overall protection. So Stoxxo will do that for you. Okay. So Stoxxo will give you a consolidated risk management as well. Now, the third type of user, he says that doesn't matter. I'm executing orders from my mobile app. I'm executing orders from Stoxxo. I'm executing orders from my brokers panel. I want Stoxxo to give risk management. So even on the user settings, you have an overall risk management on max profit and max loss. But please do read about this in detail and then only imply, because even one simple mistake, this is your overall account profit and loss setting. So if you say that, square off all, it will square off your any of the positions that you have on your account. But strategy tag risk management will only manage risk management on the trades which is fired from the Stoxxo. So understand these two areas and then you deploy. Advisable is that you go ahead and work around with these strategies. Whereas if you feel like that you're absolutely comfortable because your Stoxxo and your account is absolutely in sync and it's the same thing that you're doing, then go ahead and use the user account risk management. Okay. So you have this consolidated risk management facility available with the Stoxxo. So that is the kind of flexibilities, ease, convenience we are talking about. Even when we say on the basis, let's say you fired up all the strategies and all the strategies value you wish to see, you will get to see. You want to control the trades, you want to delay the sell seconds trades, everything is available for your disposal and convenience.
One small question. Now, if I use stop exit order, if no position exit, then I need not go and do markets completed now.
No. If this is ticked, then markets completed is not required.
Very good. I think
yeah, markets completed is required when, like, as we said that, you exited the position. So in that case, this portfolio is running. We would not know that, if in case you have forgotten to take that simple, then you can come and say mark as completed. That means you are asking Stoxxo to stop monitoring the trade. I will take care of it. It's a simple communication message.
But if I take this, then I don't think I need to do that.
Correct. So immediately, do you see this? Stoxxo has completed that. When I say mark as exited, it will consider it as completed.
Correct.
So it's a signal that you don't want us to manage.
Rachit, I have one question. The real time and the 1 minute, what is the exact difference because when I do it in testing in Backinzo, there is a significant difference when I select 1 minute wait or real time.
Of course, there would be a difference. No? When you say 1 minute, it's waiting for that particular time and prices move. And with the Backinzo, we'll be coming to that. But that is a granular database system. Like when I say that, someone is executing a 30,000 lot, okay, 30 lots per order and every 5 seconds. So every 5 second prices are changing.
Right.
Profitability is changing. Plus he deploys on 1 minute. So there would be a substantial differential visibility when it comes to the Backinzo. I'll give you with a small example once I move to the Backinzo. So I think, guys, we are done, and almost like we are done with 2 hours and Stoxxo still not done completely.
अच्छा, मेरा दो बेसिक क्वेश्चन है रचित जी। एक तो ये है कि मतलब इन केस देयर इज अ मिली सेकंड ब्रेक इन माय ब्रॉडबैंड, whether the Stoxxo will work after that or I have to restart it? Because
Stoxxo will work. Stoxxo will revive.
No, I installed in my laptop.
I got it. Stoxxo will revive the moment your net connection comes in.
अच्छा, so that I'm not required to log in again or
and
something like
जैसे
that.
ही आपको एक और चीज बता देता हूँ मैं। Stoxxo में एक चीज बहुत अच्छी दी गई है। आपका कंप्यूटर भी आपको शायद इतनी जल्दी नहीं बता पाएगा जितनी जल्दी Stoxxo बता देगा कि आपका इंटरनेट हिला है। आप क्या कर सकते हैं, मान लीजिए ये खास तौर से VPS पे जनरली होता नहीं है, बट कई बार लोग PCs पे होते हैं। एंड तो यहाँ टेलीग्राम पे ऑन इंटरनेट इंटरप्शन टिक बॉक्स दिया है। ठीक है। तो
अच्छा
अगर आपका जरा सा भी इंटरनेट कहीं से हिलता है, आप पे टेलीग्राम पे ना आपके माइक्रोसॉफ्ट विंडोज से भी फास्ट अपडेट आ जाएगा कि आपके इंटरनेट हिल गया।
ओके ओके ओके, सो
ठीक
देन आई
है।
कैन चेक। अच्छा अच्छा
Yeah.
ओके।
So
अच्छा
that is
अच्छा
the
अच्छा, सेकंड क्वेश्चन ये था कि सपोज आई एम रनिंग Stoxxo on a Finvicia, assuming now can I have the parallel one more algo running on the Finvicia?
सी ये ब्रोकर की एपीएस पे डिपेंड करता है। कुछ
हम्म।
ब्रोकर्स अलाउ करते हैं, कुछ ब्रोकर्स नहीं करते हैं। इफ यू लॉग इन एट वन सेशन, अनदर सेशन इज गोना एक्सपायर। So with
Okay.
Finvicia, they don't allow multiple logins.
Finvicia, only thing as I discussed with you, if I can generate the token, then if I
Yeah,
copy the
but
token in
Stoxxo
the
में क्या है, अगर मैं आपको Finvicia या कोई भी चीज की बात करूं, जैसे ये है एलिस का एक अकाउंट है, ठीक है ना, ये टीओटीपी की है पूरी, ठीक है। Stoxxo पे जो यूजर्स होते हैं ना, दे नीड स्मार्ट मैनेजमेंट, ठीक है ना। ये की डाल दी हमने पूरी, एंड यहाँ पे हमारे इनबिल्ट ऑथेंटिकेटर्स है। उतना ही नहीं, Stoxxo का ऑथेंटिकेटर उतना ज्यादा एडवांस है कि आपने गूगल ऑथेंटिकेटर मान लीजिए नहीं डाला है, डिलीट हो गया फोन, फॉर एग्जांपल यू लॉस्ट द की, राइट। अब आपको लॉगिन करना है, आप करोगे क्या? तो वी हैव इनबिल्ट टीओटीपी मैनेजर, जहां पे मैं गया, मैंने ये एलिस का अकाउंट सेलेक्ट किया, मुझे वो 6 डिजिट का कोड भी दे रहा है Stoxxo।
अच्छा,
तो Stoxxo में खुद के ऑथेंटिकेटर्स है, ठीक है। कभी आप मोबाइल में नहीं भी रखते हैं, आपकी की लॉस हो गई, आपको तुरंत कोड चाहिए, तो आप सीधा जनरेट कर लो, आपको मिल जाएगा टीओटीपी कोड टू लॉग इन एनीवेयर।
नहीं, हमारा रिक्वायरमेंट होता कि कैन आई जनरेट पैरेलली ऑन टू सिस्टम्स और नॉट, दैट वाज वन ऑफ द रिक्वायरमेंट।
नो।
ओके, तो आपके इसमें टोकन जनरेट तो कर सकता हूँ ना मैं, मतलब सपोज आई एम रनिंग ऑन द
Stoxxo does it internally.
They are not exposing it.
Yeah.
They are generating the token with this TOTP username and password, but they are not exposing it.
अच्छा, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड मोर यार, आई कैन जो क्या, अच्छा ऐसा।
वो जो टोकन जो हम लोग जनरेट करके और कॉपी करके मल्टीपल फोल्डर्स में रन करते हैं ना, तो वो ये ऑब्वियसली ब्रोकर से कनेक्ट करने के लिए वो टोकन जनरेट होता ही है इन तीन के कॉम्बिनेशन से, बट दे आर नॉट राइटिंग इट टू सम फाइल और समथिंग बिकॉज दे डोंट नीड इट एक्चुअली।
अच्छा, तो वी कैन नॉट कॉपी फ्रॉम देयर।
हाँ, we cannot copy. और Rachit, you understood what I'm saying,
I
right?
understood, but वो feasible नहीं है।
Okay, okay. Because of the security reasons as well, I think, sir, because for them it is not feasible to do it.
नहीं तो अगर मान लो पहले अपना एल्गो चला दूं और उसके बाद में इनका एल्गो चलाऊं, तब भी नहीं काम करेगा?
नहीं, तब भी नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि जैसे इनका एल्गो चलेगा, एक नया टोकन ये लोग स्टॉक तो जनरेट कर लेगा और अपना वाला कनेक्शन जो है वो बंद हो जाएगा।
ओह, अच्छा 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 अच्छा, ओके, ठीक है।
ये जो चीज आप एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं ना,
there are some brokers who allow there are some brokers who allow multiple APIs to be created.
जैसे स्पेसिफिकली एक्सटीएस के जो ब्रोकर्स हैं, सिम्फनी के ब्रोकर्स हो गए, सिम्फनी एपीआईज के, तो वो 2 एपीआई कीज आपको दे देते हैं।
कौन कौन से हैं, जैसे अपने यहाँ पे जो फेमस वाले हैं?
मतलब IFL आनंद राठी है, निर्मल बांग है, ऐसे है जो सिम्फनी के ब्रोकर्स हैं, सिम्फनी एपीआईज।
ICICI Direct and all also do it.
ICICI Direct we don't support for now.
We don't. Okay.
No. A lot of brokers who don't have market feeds, we don't support.
अच्छा, जीरोधा में जो 2000 रुपए देना पड़ता है, वो हमको देना पड़ेगा?
Of course.
अच्छा, that 2000 rupees we have paid to the जीरोधा है?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That's his ethical earnings.
और अपस्टॉक पे 750 देना पड़ेगा?
अपस्टॉक्स की एपीआईज में कुछ चेंज हुए, वी वर वर्किंग विद दैट। अभी कुछ दिनों के लिए अपस्टॉक्स एपीआईज बंद है Stoxxo पे, because we are yet to make the changes, because a lot of new things were there. Plus eventually what we have seen is since the APIs have gone free, Zerodha को तो लोग पैसे देते थे, बाकी किसी ब्रोकर को नहीं देते।
अच्छा,
है ना, हाँ, क्योंकि और कोई ब्रोकर चार्ज नहीं लेता।
और Zerodha का भी तो वो कुछ अवेलेबल है ना? हाँ, क्या?
Is it integrated to ShareKhan?
Yeah, ShareKhan is supported.
And there is some
Can
cost
you
to
show me
it?
that part where actually, there's a combination of criteria. For example, I want to trigger my, fate when say there's a 2-3 combination between say RSI, EMA, something like that.
Sorry, this I didn't get it.
Question is not clear.
So basically, what he's saying is, what he meant is that based on multiple indicators, I think that entry level thing you showed, that one will work. He wants that if the super trend is
wants on indicator basis, no, that needs to be custom coded either on TradingView or AMI broker, and then a portfolio can be activated if the level arrives.
अच्छा रजित जी, आपका इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स तो नहीं बोलूंगा, बट इतना वास्ट है तो कुछ मतलब कुछ आप क्लासेस वासेस लेते हैं क्या, where we can come and understand all this thing?
एक्चुअली देखिए, जैसे आज आपसे मुलाकात हो गई, ऐसे कुछ
Yeah.
वेबिनार्स ब्रोकर्स के साथ इंटरनली होते रहते हैं, एंड
हाँ,
स्टॉक्सो इतना ज्यादा इवॉल्व हो चुका है
हाँ,
कि एक सेल्फ लर्न सिस्टम बन गया है, एंड प्लस मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर फ्रेंड्स और फ्रेंड्स फ्रेंड्स एंड फ्रेंड्स।
अच्छा,
कई ऐसे मेंटोर्स हैं, कई ऐसे ट्रेनर्स हैं जो खुद ही अपने ग्रुप्स में क्लासेस लेते रहते हैं, तो हमारी थोड़ी मदद हो जाती है।
हाँ।
अदरवाइज प्रैक्टिकलिटी में आप समझे कि एक लॉन्ग सेशंस ना पॉसिबल नहीं हो पाते हैं।
बट आपने इतना एडवांस कैसे बना लिया ये अपना, मतलब हाउ यू मेड इट दिस सच, मतलब इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स सिस्टम आपने इंटीग्रेट किया है।
महादेव की कृपा समझिए।
अरे
What is your background, Rachit?
So one question: where do we find all the user manuals and the learning
That
modules?
would be very
User
shocking
manuals
to
and
you.
the learning manuals.
That would be even more shocking to you. अभी तक आप पूछ रहे हैं कि प्लेटफॉर्म कैसे बना लिया, अगर बैकग्राउंड बता दिया तो वो और शॉकिंग लगेगा। मैं एमबीए बेसिकली।
योर एमबीए है?
Yeah.
अरे माय गॉड, आपने कैसे बना लिया ये? मतलब हमने एक छोटा सा सिस्टम डॉटनेट पे बनाने के लिए हमको महीनों लग रहे हैं।
कहा ना सर, महादेव की कृपा समझिए।
My God.
Sir, is there training content on YouTube or something?
YouTube में,
Other
YouTube.
videos?
Yeah, they have a channel. They have a Stoxxo
Sir,
channel.
can we
channel
do
video?
paper trade without assigning broker?
Broker is mandatory to sign in.
Okay.
How
and
much share
we
Khan
can-
integration costs?
Sir, I don't have any idea whether Sher Khan charges.
Sher
I
Khan.
don't think so. They don't
No,
charge.
there are only two brokers who are charging. One is Zerodha and one is Upstock.
No other
all other are
brokers
free.
will
All other are
charge.
free. All other are free. Stocks, even Sherkan is free.
सर डेस्कटॉप से यूज करते हैं
maybe.
सर डेस्कटॉप से यूज करते हैं तो अपने को ये डेस्कटॉप ऑन रखना पड़ेगा, इसके साथ साथ अपना ब्रोकर भी ऑन। तो सब कोई कारण से अगर ऑफ कर दे तो सब डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाएगा।
करेक्ट।
ये अगर मोबाइल से यूज कर सकते हैं सर?
नहीं, वही तो बात हो रही थी ना। आप वीपीएस ले सकते हैं, आप अपने पर्सनल वीपीएस ले लीजिए। इवन वी सेल वीपीएस, हमारे साइट पे प्लान है, और अगर आपने खुद के भी लेने हैं तो आप खुद के वीपीएस कहीं से भी सोर्स कर सकते हैं। यू कैन डिप्लॉय स्टॉक्स देयर।
वीपीएस का कॉस्टिंग कितना पड़ता है अप्रोक्सीमेटली आपका?
देखिए, हम जो लोएस्ट देते हैं दैट कम्स टू 1121 अ मंथ। तो स्टॉक्सो का एक कॉम्बो प्लान चलता है विद सिंगल यूजर लाइसेंस एंड वीपीएस। वी चार्ज 2000 प्लस व्हिच इंक्लूड्स टैक्सेस। तो 2006 रुपीस में आ जाता है वीपीएस और एक स्टॉक्सो का लाइसेंस।
अच्छा, दैट मींस कि वो एडब्ल्यूएस वाला काम उसी में आपके वीपीएस में हो जाएगा, कहने का मतलब।
हाँ, एडब्ल्यूएस टाइम बेस्ड होता है, वो घंटे और मिनट के हिसाब से पैसे लेते हैं। हमारे वीपीएस बेसिक होते हैं और आप चलाएं 24 घंटे चलाएं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। We don't
What
charge you.
configuration you get? Like how many CPUs and RAM?
That's about 2 cores and 4 GB with this lowest one. And then better ones are some are Mumbai location and some are international location. International is about 8 GB and 4 cores. So that is for 2300 a month. Stoxxo license is separate.
तो हमारा बेसिक वाला तो काम हो जाएगा ना इसी से, जो आपका बेसिक वाला है।
सिंगल यूजर के लिए बेसिक सफिशिएंट है।
बेसिक सफिशिएंट है ना? ओके ओके। तो 2000 रुपीस कॉस्टिंग अप्रोक्सीमेटली
2006 आता है।
अच्छा,
हाँ।
Okay. एक क्वेश्चन था सर regarding this system runs only on Windows, right?
Yeah.
Any plans to give access in Mac?
सर मैक पे यू कैन रन इट बाय यूजिंग एप्स लाइक पैरेलल पीसी, बिकॉज आप एक चीज समझे, जब इस टाइप की एग्जॉस्टिव एप्लीकेशन डिजाइन होती है ना, तो बहुत ज्यादा कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व होती है, बहुत ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट एक्टिविटी इन्वॉल्व होती है। एंड लुकिंग एट द बेस ऑफ मैक यूजर्स इन इंडिया ना, they can easily be counted on fingers. तो ये इतना बड़ा चैलेंज नहीं होता, बिकॉज सच पूछो तो जैसे यूज करना है, वो एक वीपीएस लेके ना साल के 12-13 हजार रुपए खर्च के भी काम आराम से चला लेगा, ठीक है ना। बट फॉर अस इट वुड बी लाइक अ वेरी बिग थिंग, सो वी वुड नॉट बी गोइंग इनटू दैट अरीना।
Porting such an exhausting system in another platform is a very costly.
Correct.
सर वीपीएस से तो ऐसे ही मोबाइल से लॉगिन करके जस्ट लॉगिन करना है मॉर्निंग।
वीपीएस मोबाइल से एक्सेस करने के लिए ना एक आरडी क्लाइंट ऐप होती है माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की, इसके थ्रू एक्सेस हो जाता है।
अच्छा।
बट अगेन देखिए, मोबाइल की स्क्रीन लिमिटेड ही होती है ना। तो आप अगर कन्वीनियंट है आपको, हम जैसे लोग कंप्यूटर छोड़ के काम नहीं कर पाते, बाकी यूजर्स पे डिपेंड करता है।
अच्छा,
ठीक है ना। प्रोफेशनल्स लाइक अस, हम सिर्फ डेस्कटॉप्स पे काम कर पाते हैं। वी कैन नॉट इवन यूज लैपटॉप्स बिकॉज वी नीड बिग स्क्रीन्स, वी नीड मोर विजिबिलिटी, वी नीड मोर कंट्रोल्स। ठीक है ना। तो डिपेंड करता है क्या आप।
ना एक्चुअली लैपटॉप बंद होने का बात है ना, मान लीजिए मैं मेरा क्राइटेरिया क्या था कि मान लीजिए मेरा ऑलरेडी डिफाइंड
मैं वही कह
क्राइटेरिया
रहा
है,
हूँ, तो मोबाइल से
तो
आप
मैं
एक्सेस
ऑन
कर
करके
सकते हैं अपने वीपीएस को।
अच्छा, अब स्टॉक्स
today
के
you're gonna
बताओ, अब बैकिंजो के बारे में बताइए आपका।
yes
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I was asking. Yeah, Backinzo.
Give me 2 minutes, I'll just have a glass of water.
Sure.
Yeah. हम तो छोड़ेंगे नहीं, अगर आपको मौका दे तो 4 घंटे और।
हाँ
ऐसा
सर, ये शायद मेरा लॉन्गेस्ट वेबिनार होगा आज।
मैं बताऊं, आप मौका दे, हम 3 घंटे तक रोज चला देंगे इसको।
नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ आज मैंने बहुत लंबा वेबिनार होगा।
But don't worry, it's worth. You will see a
No,
lot of
definitely. See,
subscriptions coming in.
honestly
ठीक है
speaking,
सर, लेकिन आप
dear,
सच में
honestly
the
speaking,
experience
हमने
of
जब
today is
काम
superb.
शुरू किया था तब से लेके आज तक, आप सोचें,
हाँ,
2 साल हो गए, हम आज तक 750 प्लस टैक्स पे बेचते हैं। अब
हाँ,
कोई भी अफिलिएट या कोई भी इस टाइप की चीज नहीं करते। हम
हाँ,
किसी भी ब्रोकर्स के सब ब्रोकर्स नहीं, कभी किसी क्लाइंट्स को ये नहीं कहते कि आप ये ब्रोकर पे अकाउंट खोल लो।
हाँ,
हमारे काम सबसे है, ठीक है, बट कमर्शियल इंटरेस्ट इन्वॉल्व नहीं करते, ना हमारे एंड
अच्छा,
से किसी ब्रोकर या किसी मेंबर को, ना उनके एंड से हमको। तो हमने कभी ना ये सोचा ही नहीं, वो जैसे कहा जाता है ना, बस कर्म करते जाओ। तो व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड अप स्टॉक्सो, वी जस्ट केप्ट ऑन डेवलपिंग थिंग्स, वी नेवर थॉट व्हाट रिटर्न वी वर गोना गेट, but in 2 years down the line, yes, Stoxxo has achieved a lot, and being a self-vested platform, when you don't have any investors and all, so you had lot of initial challenges. इसे ओवरकम करके आज एक सब्सटेंशियल लेवल किया, तो डेफिनेटली हम किसी भी वेबिनार से ये एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते कि क्या मेंबर्स आएंगे, बिकॉज इवेंचुअली जब जिन्हें आना है वो आएंगे। एंड स्टॉक्सो एक Algubaba एक ऐसी कंपनी है जहां पे मैं आपको बताऊं कि हमने 1 रुपए का भी गूगल ऐड नहीं किया होगा, ये 1 रुपए का भी एडवर्टाइजिंग स्पेंड नहीं है।
You're a bootstrap or you have
bootstrap?
Okay, very nice.
Self-vested.
Very nice.
Sir, have you experienced any instability with any of the brokers or something like that, or any ratios that over a period of time, which of the brokers have given more difficulties in terms of execution?
Not really, because most of the brokers are using sophisticated APIs too. I don't
Finvicia में
see.
कुछ आपको issue है? Finvicia, you have any issue? Because our many of the members are with the Finvicia and many are with the Zerodha. These two are the major.
Zerodha are the finest APIs when it comes to the Indian markets.
And Finvicia, what is your experience?
Finvicia on and off on Thursdays, some minor matlab, they are not visible probably to a normal human being. Okay. So some minor things might be seen, but क्या होता है, आप एक चीज समझें, Finvicia, कोटक नी, ये जो ब्रोकर्स होते हैं, इन पे लोड भी ज्यादा होता है, बिकॉज फ्री ब्रोकरेज है, ठीक है ना। तो इनकी एपीआई पे भी लोड भी ज्यादा होता है। Zerodha पे क्या है, रिफाइंड है, 2000 रुपए लेता है वो, सेलेक्टेड क्लाइंट बेस है ना।
अच्छा।
But the APIs are the finest in class. If you will compare Zerodha with any of the APIs, I would say Zerodha एक साइड रख दो, बाकी सबको एक तरफ रख दो।
Oh, अच्छा।
For Finvicia, I can say starting 5 minutes, little bit of issues are there. When the market opens at 9:15, between 9:15 and 9:80, 9:20, order execution is slow.
Possible. In certain cases possible.
मुझे तो नहीं लगा ऐसा, 9:15 मेरे ऑर्डर सारे चले जाते हैं।
नहीं
ऑर्डर जाते हैं थ्रू एपीआई।
हाँ, थ्रू एपीआई ओनली। थ्रू एपीआई 9:15 मेरे सारे ऑर्डर चले।
सर आप बेस्ट सॉफ्टवेयर यूज कर रहे हो ना, इसलिए।
मेरा 9:15 में सारे ऑर्डर फटाक से चल जाते हैं, एग्जैक्टली 9:15 में ऑर्डर वापस हो जाते हैं।
नहीं, कुछ केसेस में
अच्छा, हो सकता है।
वो एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि
एक्चुअली ब्रोकरेज का बहुत डिफरेंस है सर रचित जी, मतलब वहां पे मैं 20 रुपीज दे के दिन में 1000 रुपए ब्रोकरेज देता हूँ, प्लस 2000 रुपए है, तो यहाँ मेरे ब्रोकरेज में बहुत सेविंग हो जाता है, ब्रोकरेज प्लस जीएसटी में फिनविशिया में। दैट इज द मेजर डिफरेंस।
नहीं, बिल्कुल सर। अब देखिए, फिनविशिया टीम्स भी काम करती हैं पूरे उससे, और एपीआईज एक ऐसी चीज होती है ना, ऑन एंड ऑफ। टेक्निकल इंडस्ट्री में एक चीज मान के ही चलें कि कुछ ना कुछ हिकअप्स आ सकते हैं।
राइट।
इट टेक्स टाइम।
और फ्री है तो उनका भी रेवेन्यू का प्रॉब्लम रहता ही होगा ना।
बिल्कुल।
राइट।
इवेंचुअली तो समवेयर दे आर आल्सो वर्किंग फॉर द बेटरमेंट, और कर रहे हैं काम, है ना। तो ये चीज है।
Zerodha is a deep pocket, या वो बात तो है सर। चलिए,
डीप पॉकेट्स बनाई है, दे आल्सो बिल्ट इट फ्रॉम स्क्रैच। टाइम था जब Zerodha भी कहीं से कहीं तक कंसीडर नहीं किया जाता था कि क्या है, गैराज से काम स्टार्ट हुआ था।
राइट।
So when we look at our times, we can understand their times as well, because even they have started very low, and with passage of time,
right,
they have proved their worth. It happens, but आज वो deep pockets कह दीजिए या वो, पर एक टाइम था जब pockets ही नहीं थी सर.
अच्छा, जीरोधा का वो हैक अवेलेबल है by which we can connect API also, so whether that will work in your system also or not?
क्या अवेलेबल है?
नहीं मतलब एक वो हैक हमारे इसको पीवी बताएंगे, राकेश जी आप बताइए
सर ऐसे हैक्स ना मैं
हाँ
सारे जानता हूँ, पर वो
हाँ
नथिंग अनएथिकल वी डू एट Stoxxo.
हाँ, वही मैं पूछ रहा हूँ whether you
जो
allowed
जिसके
that.
हक का पैसा है उसे मिलना चाहिए, है ना?
Okay, yeah.
करने को जब हम इतना एडवांस बना सकते हैं तो आप सोच सकते हैं कि कैपेबिलिटीज क्या होंगी.
Right.
ठीक है ना, पर गलत दिशा में जाना नहीं है.
सही बात. Good. Okay.
तो एनीवेज,
हाँ चलो बैकिंजो चलिए.
या बस मुझे 2 मिनट दीजिएगा प्लीज. Let me just have water.
PV, now you have a target, huh? Rakesh ji?
Yes.
You have a benchmark now, huh? This is the benchmark you have to reach. See how much advancement has been done यार, huh? हम लोग तो अभी मतलब ABCD पे भी नहीं है, ऐसा लग रहा है इसको देख के.
Yes.
कंप्लीट पैकेज, एकदम कंप्लीट करे एवरीथिंग.
अरे मैं बता
देखिए एक बार
रहा हूँ,
जब भी बैठूंगा ना करने के लिए, एक तो कुछ ना कुछ तो पूछना ही पड़ेगा. नहीं इतना सारा इनपुट मिलेगा ना दिमाग में. अभी बेसिक से करने बैठूंगा तो सबको मैंने कुछ हेडलाइन मिलने से तो बहुत अच्छा हो.
Sir, I think we should ask Kapil and ask him to export all the strategies and send it in the group, so that people can directly start using it. At least
पहले इसको पहले सब्सक्राइब तो करो, 12 दिन का जो फ्री वाला डेमो है वो ले लो, and then start exploring it and then see. अभी तो लोगों को पहले वो API के बारे में पता नहीं होगा, एल्गो क्या होता है पता नहीं होगा. तो
YouTube पे बहुत अच्छे वीडियोस हैं इनके YouTube पे.
YouTube पे मैंने काफी इनके वीडियोस मैंने भी देखे हैं.
अरे कोठारी जी, अगर आप यहाँ पे एक्सेल से ऑर्डर प्लेस कर सकते हैं.
क्या कौन सा ऑर्डर?
तो एक्सेल से आप जैसे वो आपका जो प्लस माइनस के लेवल्स वाला फंडा है, तो वो भी यहाँ पे इंपोर्ट करके ऑर्डर लॉगिंग नहीं होगा सर?
पूछना पड़ेगा इनसे. आई डोंट नो वेदर दैट इज पॉसिबल हियर और नॉट. राकेश, कैन यू डिस्कस विद हिम दैट आवर एल्गो ट्रेडर दैट सेटअप? आप थोड़ा अपना टेक्निकल लैंग्वेज में बात कर लेंगे. हाँ, आज रचित आता तो उनसे थोड़ा पूछिएगी कि आई डोंट नो.
I think that should be possible actually.
नहीं वो तो मतलब हर एक पे 2 ऑर्डर आपका फेंक रहा है ना, एक प्लस का और एक माइनस का.
अच्छा, you're talking about Algo trader?
हाँ, एल्गो ट्रेडर वाला जो सेटअप है
वो that is
यूनिक. वो आपका यूनिक है.
वो थोड़ा मुश्किल है, बिकॉज वो जेनेरिक नहीं है ना. ये क्या, ये बाकी सब चीजें जेनेरिक है, वो स्पेसिफिकली चेन रिएक्शन एंड ऑल दैट इज टेकन.
ये पूछो से रचित से एक मिनट, मतलब यू कैन आस्क हिम वेदर इज पॉसिबल.
या श्योर,
ही इज देयर ऑलरेडी. रचित जी, यू आर देयर ना?
हाँ 2 मिनट.
या
so Rachit, we run a algo where we start with a specific price, say 915 के ऊपर. सपोज रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज का जो प्राइस है वो 2400 है. तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि एक बाय ऑर्डर प्लेस करते हैं और एक सेल ऑर्डर प्लेस करते हैं. और बाय और सेल ऑर्डर का हम ऑफसेट भी डिफाइन करते हैं. जैसे सपोज 10 रुपीज किया तो एक बाय ऑर्डर जाएगा 2390 पे और एक सेल ऑर्डर जाएगा 2410 पे. And when any of these orders get executed, again it will trigger 2 more orders, one buy and one sell with 10 rupees offset. So something like that, is it possible in this Stoxxo?
Possible, but through custom coding, either using Python or Amy or TradingView. We'll have to use some external coding, and then it is possible.
Python में तो हमने बनाया हुआ है. Python में ये already made it. Okay. ठीक है, मतलब right now not possible.
No, sir. I think it is. So you are saying that can we put some Python code into some section of Stoxxo and then it can execute stuff?
Yeah, you can use Stoxxo functions, and you can execute from Python. You don't need Python to be inside Stoxxo, because eventually Python would need feed. Or else, if you're doing every 10 minutes, you're just feeding in, and every 10 minutes it's doing. But for Python, you will have to acquire feeds.
Right.
Any kind of external system, so TradingView would be good for you in this case, कि जहाँ पे वो बेचता रहेगा, और Amy broker would be good for you. So it depends basically, but yeah.
Sir, so अभी तो नहीं कर पाएंगे अपन इसके अंदर. अभी तो I think it is better to do it from there only.
Yeah, Algo से करना.
Problem will stay that हमको 2 जगह से हम नहीं चला पाएंगे.
Yeah, 2 जगह नहीं चला पाएंगे. Right. वो भी issue है.
फिल ट्री देखते हैं उसके लिए। हाँ
या ओके चलिए
ओके जो Backinzo का process same रहता है. You have to download it from the site. You can click on create account, but immediately वो आपको renewal forms देगा because Backinzo, as I said, involves commercial. So that is from day one. It is a paid application. And Backinzo has two versions, basic and premium. You can see mine with the premium badging. Differential is यहाँ पे charts वगैरह आ जाते हैं and your positional strategies can be back tested and you get the facility of stock options as well. And plus there is a dedicated video channel for Backinzo. Now, what is the difference between other backtesting platforms and Backinzo is, again, when I say that your strategy is not compromised, again, that's a 100% guarantee. Everything stays local. When we say about the granular data level of backtesting, usually with the web-based, any of the systems they have on the candle basis, and it's not optimized, it's not refined data, I would say. And अगर एक candle 50 point की बनी तो वो decide करेंगे कि कहाँ पे target and stop loss लगेगा. So basically it's a hypothetical target and stop loss which is just designed into the systems. But when we say traders like, you know, order slicing who's doing 30,000 lots, वो entry पे भी मार रहा है, exit पे भी वो slicing imply कर रहा है, the prices is gonna change every 5 seconds. So accordingly, the backtesting would also get changed. So these kind of refinements is not possible with any other backtesting platform but the Backinzo. So now Backinzo, when I say that quickly, like, you know, this is the ad portfolio when I do, so you will find exactly the same interface as the Stoxxo. There won't be much of a difference. Few features can be here and there, because now what has happened is any new thing that we are bringing up, तो हम पहले वो Backinzo में लाते हैं, okay? Then we test it and then we move it to the Stoxxo, because Backinzo has been become a system for us also to check our developments. Okay, so when I say a simple straddle बना रहा हूँ मैं यहाँ पे, because we've already seen several features and everything. So let's say AB1 is the name of the portfolio and I've clicked and saved here. Now, I have two things for you. One is the AB1 हमने एक portfolio बनाया, एक मैं back test करूँ. दूसरा, क्या ऐसा कोई सिस्टम आपने देखा या कोई एग्जिस्ट करता है कि आज से 2 साल पहले, ये साल भर पहले ये स्ट्रैटेजी का मैं उस दिन का या पिछले गुरुवार मैंने क्या मिस्टेक की होंगी अपने स्ट्रैटेजी में, मैं उसे रन करना चाहता हूँ, देखना चाहता हूँ कहाँ पे मैं गलत किया. तो मान लीजिए कि मैंने सारी इनेबल कर दी जस्ट इन केस, एंड नाउ I am saying that you enable it, but give me an let's say of 29th March, और या थोड़ा सा और पीछे चले जाते हैं. For example, I wish to see 16th Feb key market, and that's it. So right now it is 9:16 and 55 seconds. Okay, and this is into the simulation mode. I can simply increase the speed of simulation if I want to. Okay, so ये एक basically live trade simulators हैं. Okay, as you can see मेरे दो portfolios execute हो गए. मैं यहाँ पे आपको 2-3 चीजें दिखा दूंगा कि मेरे P&Ls लाइव चल रहे हैं. दूसरा, मुझे उस दिन का यानी 16 फेब 2023 का मैं लाइव चार्ट देखना चाहता हूँ कि स्ट्रैडल का. तो मैंने चार्ट आइकन पे क्लिक किया और ये आज का चार्ट नहीं है, ये उस दिन का चार्ट है. इसी तरीके से स्टॉक्सो के लाइव चार्ट्स काम करेंगे. यानी मैं इस वक्त जो चार्ट देख रहा हूँ 9:21 16 फरवरी 2023 का स्ट्रैडल चार्ट देख रहा हूँ. सो योर लर्निंग्स एम्पलीफाइज. आप ट्रेनिंग सेशंस लेते हैं, आप ट्रेडिंग सेशंस लेते हैं, आप खुद की सेल्फ लर्निंग करते हैं, मल्टीपल स्ट्रेटेजी कहाँ पे क्या मिस्टेक हो गई, क्या इंप्लीमेंट, क्योंकि सिंपल है. आज संडे के दिन मेरे को 2 साल पुरानी मार्केट लाइव दिख रही है. आप लर्निंग एवेन्यूज आपके कितने ओपन हो जाती है, लॉट ऑफ न्यू होराइजंस ओपन अप, लॉट ऑफ एक्सप्लोरेशन एक्टिविटीज कैन टेक प्लेस विद द Backinzo. And as you can see, like you can implement an indicator, you can basically simulate anything that you want. You wish to see a payoff chart, you can go ahead and click on the payoff chart for that particular day. No, sorry, payoff won't work here. Your live charts would work here. Okay, you wish to do part entry, part exit, lot of things you can do. If we talk about the backtesting as well, let me just stop this. Okay, for example, now I'll just disable everything, I'll just enable one thing. Now there was one gentleman who had asked about free trade. For example, I'm going to show him the difference. Let's say, for example, I'm backtesting. Now with the Backinzo, depending on your system's processing speed, time may vary. You can do parallel processing. जैसे कई बार क्या होता है 3-4 साल मतलब स्टार्टिंग से एंड तक का हम डेटा रन कर रहे हैं इसमें, ठीक है ना, तो प्रोसेसिंग रिक्वायर्ड होती है। उस केस में हमने पैरेलल प्रोसेसिंग दी हुई है, जहां पे स्टॉक्सो इंटरनली ये आपके पैरेलल मैंने जैसे 4 पे रखा हुआ है, ठीक है ना, आप 1 2 डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर सिस्टम, तो हमने एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है कहाँ पे किस सिस्टम पे कितने पैरेलल प्रोसेसर लगा सकते हैं जस्ट फॉर फास्टर बैक टेस्टिंग। तो मैंने इसको AB1 का नाम दे दिया। ओके, let's say for example I've clicked here and it is doing a back testing, so it gives you a clock which is telling you that on which day it is running its back test. It might take comparatively more time than any of the system, any of the web based system, but simple सी बात है, कोई चीज अगर सही है तो उसको समय तो देना पड़ेगा। और अगर हमें भी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट वैल्यूज ही दिखानी और मन मर्जी के रिजल्ट हो दिखाने, आपको टारगेट जब आपका अचीव हो तो आपको ऑप्टिमाइज पॉजिटिव स्लिपेज दिखा दे, और जब आपका स्टॉप लॉस अचीव हो तो आप तब भी जो है हम आपको ये फेवर्ड वाली स्लिपेज दिखा दें, तो ये चीजें बैकिंजो नहीं करता है, ठीक है ना। सो वी डोंट मैनिपुलेट द रिजल्ट्स व्हिच यूजुअली द वेब बेस्ड सिस्टम्स डू, ठीक है। We would not go deeper into that, but we very well enough know that how things are being manipulated just to show and lure the customers. Okay?
That's just one question on this, the parallel processing. I own a server of 32 core. So does it make sense to give 32 parallel process, or the
No, you
results are
split
going
it across
to...
in 4 to 5 process.
Sorry?
4 to 5? 4 is fine.
5. Okay. So not required to go about 10 or 12 or like
You
using all
can
the
go,
cores.
you can go. अगर उस केस में आपका प्रोसेसर सपोर्ट नहीं कर पा रहा है, तो then Stoxxo will automatically manage the max process.
Okay.
So as you can see here, ये reports हमारी खुल गई. We don't give you PDF reports, we give you interactive HTML reports. Okay. So when we say that कि 1 फरवरी है, मैंने मान लीजिए बैक टेस्ट कर दिया। अब सिंपल सी बात है, देखिए ईज और कन्वीनियंस कब आता है। यूजुअली बैक टेस्टिंग सिस्टम कहेंगे हमने जब ये टेस्ट किया, आपने यहाँ टच किया तो क्रेडिट्स दीजिए, ये टच किया तो क्रेडिट्स दीजिए, हर चीज। बट वेयर इन बैकिंजो व्हेन वी हैव अ प्रीमियम और बेसिक अनलिमिटेड बैक टेस्टिंग प्लान्स, we don't believe in wasting our time as well as your time. So very simple, the reports are interactive. आप अपनी डेट्स पे चले गए, आपको लगता नहीं मेरे को 7 तारीख से देखना है, आपने 7 तारीख से देख लिया। In this, usually you should not put anything more than 0.1 because it's already on granular data.
Got it.
Yeah. So अगर आप 1% और वो डाल रहे हैं तो बहुत ज्यादा है।
बाकी लोग 2% डालते हैं, बाकी लोग जो अपने वेब बेस वाले हैं तो
वो तो डालेंगे ना सर, बिकॉज समझिए आप, वो
सर ये पर सेकंड पे है ना सर। सर पर सेकंड पे है तो आपको बिल्कुल हमें ऑलमोस्ट 100% एक्यूरेसी मिलेगा। बाकियों में क्या कि 1 मिनट का जाता है, तो 1 मिनट में तो निफ्टी जो है
50 पॉइंट की अगर कैंडल बनी
100
ना
पॉइंट
तो
का कैंडल बना के आ जाता है।
अरे वो स्टॉक मॉक वाला तो कम से कम 1 से 2% डालता है।
वो इसीलिए
टेस्ट आया 1.2% एक्सपेक्टेंसी और बैकेंजी में आया 0.46, क्योंकि वो बाई का बैक टेस्ट था, तो कितना स्लिपेज होता है वो और आपको इसमें डायरेक्टली पता चल जाएगा। यू गिव एनी बाई का आप लगा के देख लीजिए, यू कम टू नो हाउ ग्रैन्युलर बैकिंग कैन बी, एंड आपको कोई स्लिपेज डालने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, वो मैन्युअली हो जा रहा है।
If it consider real time उसमें अगर डालेंगे मॉनिटरिंग में, then also slippage list we can take it, right Rachit?
Least slippage is fine. You don't need to add more slippage into that. Okay. And when we say about these reporting and all those things, days control है, तो आप days control भी कर सकते हैं। That if you would have run this strategy only on a Wednesday, it would have given me a 760 loss. So these are much better reports than PDF reports. देखिए हर एक बिजनेस मॉडल किसी का भी हो, उसका प्राइमरी इंटरेस्ट इन्वॉल्व होता है। स्टॉक्सो का ऐसा हो गया दैट वी ऑलवेज वर्क फॉर द बेटरमेंट, इसीलिए बैकिंजो में भी हमने यही चीज रखी दैट फिक्स कॉस्टिंग, अनलिमिटेड बैक टेस्टिंग, गो अहेड एंड roll in your horses how many you want to, because if you restrict a trader, if you restrict a knowledge, so then what's the point of a back test? I can have hundreds of combinations and permutations coming to my mind. It's a weekend, और वीकेंड के दिन अगर बैठा हूँ 2 घंटे भी बैठा हूँ, मैं अपना कुछ एनालिसिस कर रहा हूँ, उस वक्त I don't think so restrictions is something that I would want to even think and explore new horizons. It should be a free world. So you can simply backtest a lot of things, and for Backinzo, there is already a dedicated team, there is already a founding member to it, and there are videos available on the channel explaining, but जिसने Stoxxo यूज कर लिया उसके लिए Backinzo कुछ डिफरेंट नहीं है। ठीक है, या जिसने बैकिंजो यूज पहले कर लिया उसके लिए स्टॉक्सो कुछ डिफरेंट नहीं है, क्योंकि दोनों सिंक में चलते हैं, एक्सेप्ट फॉर स्टॉक्सो के लाइव अकाउंट्स और सिमुलेटर के और कोई डिफरेंस नहीं रह जाता। ठीक है, अब अगर बात की जाए आपके मल्टी लेग पे, जैसे मैं आ गया, अब मैं सारे एनेबल कर देता हूँ फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे पोर्टफोलियो। अब कई बार ऐसा होता है कि मान लीजिए मेरी 8-10 है, वैसे ही सोचिए 100 पोर्टफोलियोज की स्ट्रेटेजी है। तो अगर मैं जैसे नाम दे दिया मैंने, पैरेलल प्रोसेसिंग 4 रख दी डिपेंडिंग ऑन माय पीसी कॉन्फ़िग। सो ऑल्दो इट्स वेरी शॉर्ट टाइम, तो उतनी ज्यादा पैरेलल प्रोसेसिंग ऑप्टिमाइज नहीं करेगा। जहां पे साल भर या 6 महीने उसके ऊपर डेटा एक्सीड हो रहा है और जब ज्यादा उसे जरूरत है, देन दैट्स व्हेन पैरेलल प्रोसेसिंग विल फंक्शन. Backinzo will assess your PCs or your VPS power and accordingly take a call. So even if you design 32 or 30 and अगर आपका CPU support नहीं कर रहा है, तो then Backinzo will handle it internally. That how it has to be taken care. So now this is done. The strategy is ready and results are ready. तो हम यहाँ पे जाके देख लेते हैं. We'll go ahead and click on this thing. Now you can see that this is the consolidated reports. Now again, the beauty of interactive HTML reports is because see, I will not be going into the analysis part, the data part, because everything is visible to you just like usually with the platforms, but in a more exhaustive way. And your strategy, your logic should remain with you. So now let's say, for example, मेरी कुछ strategy थी जहाँ पे मैंने, if I remove these, okay, and right now I'm just willing to see only these 4. I don't have to keep doing the back test. If you see, I just ran the portfolio, clicked on refresh, and it has gone into loss. Let's say I wish to see that what if I only ran this strategy on Wednesday and Thursday? I'm in deeper loss. If I ran this only on Thursday, I'm in even more loss. And let's say if I wish to add, so even to a running portfolio, I wish to add, like, I wish to add this, I wish to add this one, I wish to add this one. So even to a running backtest or report, open reports, I can easily play around with my reports and find the perfect combination if I wish to. So that is why interactive HTML reports are way better than the conventional PDF reports. PDF का आप करोगे क्या? मुझे सिंपल सी बात बता दें. बैक टेस्ट मेरा, स्ट्रैटेजी मेरी, रिजल्ट्स मेरा, मैंने किसको देनी है प्रिंट करके? I'm not interested in giving my things to anyone. I need something that is more user friendly. ये इतनी छोटी सी बात प्लेटफॉर्म्स नहीं समझ पाते. Reason being, their primary interest is to eat up the credits. ठीक है ना? बैक टेस्ट क्या होता है सर? बैक टेस्ट मेरा पर्सनल है. मुझे ईज एंड फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी चाहिए टू ऑपरेट. मुझे सिमुलेशंस के नाम पे बेवकूफी नहीं चाहिए. Just because Stoxxo and Algubaba invented the word simulation, we're not the first time that we have invented something. But आपको अगर याद होगा 20 साल पहले गेम आया था माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का, शायद सबने खेला होगा, 90s के Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, everyone would have played during their school days. I have played a lot. So क्यों उसे माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ने पेपर फ्लाइट नहीं कहा? Why was it called a simulator? Because it was a recreation of a cockpit experience. How the plane would land, if it is, why the plane is getting stalled, if you're landing it, the landing gear should come down at that particular range, else the plane tires might burst, so that's what the simulation was all about. So when we say the simulation at the Stoxxo or Backinzo, it has to be on a realistic note. अभी उसके मायने हैं, otherwise उसके कोई मायने नहीं है. ठीक है ना? So that is why these reports, interactive HTML reports, are much more easy for me to access, much more user friendly. I can run these strategies like as you can see. And now what I'm showing you is a risk management. Okay, I had shown you on Stoxxo. ये सिर्फ इसलिए कि इस वक्त मेरी ये strategies 3 चल रही हैं, 3 portfolios. Okay, I had shown you on strategy stack. So this I'm showing you with the perspective of Stoxxo because I couldn't show you on live. If you can see here, this is the max PNL. This is how it will appear on Stoxxo during the live simulation or the live trade. Now let's say you're defining a max profit and max loss. So this is a consolidated sum wherein I'm saying that give me a overall risk management, boss. I may make a mistake. मैं कर सकता हूँ गलती है बहुत सारे पोर्टफोलियोज है, पर एक ओवरऑल ना हमेशा एक ग्लोबल स्टॉप लॉस मेंटेन रखना. कभी भी ऐसा पॉइंट लगे तो जस्ट पुल मी ऑफ द ट्रेड बिकॉज नाउ माय दिस लिमिट हैज रीच्ड. whether I'm right or wrong. If you don't have a global stop losses, then with the multi-leg strategies, you are jeopardizing your whole situation there. Because अगर 10,000 हिट होकर के स्लिपेज भी आ गई, and in worst scenario वो 15,000 तक चली जाएगी, just in case I'm saying, depending on your volume size, worst case में. बट अगर आपने नहीं डाला है या आप नहीं कंट्रोल करते हैं बहुत सारी चीजों में, तो you are opening up lot of risk avenues. So these kind of things gives you an edge when you are playing around with the options, because options is very good, but at the same time it is risky as well. With half the knowledge, if you enter, you are gonna end up in big soup. So this is how things work here. This is how the max profit and max loss would look like to you on Stoxxo. And the same thing like in user settings also, if you can see, this is the PNL, wherein also you can define the max profit and max loss inside Stoxxo. So that is the kind of advancement, that is the kind of user experience. आप अगर ट्रेनिंग देते हैं, आपने आज की डेट में मैं आपको बता दूं, कुछ मेंटोर्स होते हैं कि who have been teaching options, आज वो संडे के दिन दोपहर को अगर क्लास ले रहे, तो they recreate the market of 2 years back and they prove it to the students that this was the scenario, this was the time, and this is what we did, and that's how it happened. But before Backinzo, it was all abstract. Most of the option mentors or trainers always had just the saying involved with no facts. All you had was a printed reports, which can eventually be PDF, Photoshopped, morphed, anything can be done. But with the Backinzo, you don't have a scope. If you say that you have done this, everything is right in front of you. Plus, एक और चीज बता देता हूँ आपको. With the backtest or the Backinzo, even if you are exporting the Stoxxo portfolio to the Backinzo, you can eventually let the user decide, because somebody had asked me that I can export my portfolio to my friend. The same way you can export the portfolio and use the same portfolio. Like we created one portfolio, I think, one file was there. Yeah. And let's say I created Mr.
We don't need to subscribe to Opstra when we have this feature here. Because why should I spend money on Opstra?
Yeah.
Will I get those features here itself? Both backtesting, simulation, both?
Both backtesting and simulation, तो it's already there ना here.
Yeah.
नहीं वहाँ पे वो 15 सेकंड का दिखाते हैं ना, वो 5-5 मिनट आगे करके दिखाते हैं ऑप्स्ट्रा वाले बैक टेस्टिंग में.
क्या आगे करके?
नहीं अभी वो ऑप्स्ट्रा में जो बैक टेस्टिंग का सबसे ज्यादा सिमुलेटर है, उसमें व्हाट दे स्टार्ट द स्ट्रेटजी at 9 o'clock and then every half an hour you can increase and then you can see how your candle chart is moving. So whether that is possible here.
So long story short, both are different. You can't check with the payoff graph with 15 minutes plus. So ये अलग है, वो अलग है. दोनों it can't be same actually. This works like a real market scenario. This simulator.
Correct. Backinzo works on real scenarios. पहली चीज, आप लाइव स्ट्रैडल चार्ट्स देख सकते हैं, स्ट्रैंगल चार्ट्स देख सकते हैं. देखिए उस सिमुलेशन के कोई लॉजिक नहीं बचता.
वो एडजस्टमेंट करके दिखाते हैं ना उसमें. वो क्या करते हैं वो लोग कि आपने हाफ एन आवर के बाद में आपका डेल्टा जो है, मान लो एक का 70 हो गया, एक का 20 हो गया, तो अभी क्या करेंगे, वो एक लेग को बेचेंगे. अभी देखो अभी मेरा P&L ये हो गया, तो अपना स्ट्रेटेजी सिखाते हैं उसके अंदर वो ऑप्स्ट्रा चार्ट के.
वो एक देखिए अलग चीज है. वो आदमी अब ऐसे तो ऐसे कई ट्रेनर्स हैं जो Backinzo के लिए या हमारे लिए प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए जो ट्रेनिंग देते हैं उनपे, एंड वो अपने स्ट्रेटेजी और अपने लॉजिक सिखाएं. वी डोंट गेट इंडल्ज इनटू दोस एक्टिविटीज. हमने एक प्रोफेशनल सिस्टम डिजाइन किया जहां पे अब ये लिबर्टी आपकी कि आप उसे कैसे यूटिलाइज करते हैं. ठीक है. अभी हमने एक पीके कोठारी नाम से फोल्डर बनाया था जो पोर्टफोलियोज थे वहां के. वो पोर्टफोलियो मैंने यहाँ पे इंपोर्ट कर लिए. ठीक है ना, 1 क्लिक पे. तो अब इसके हॉराइजन्स देखिए, अब इसके एवेन्यूज अगर मैं बात करता हूं तो पोर्टफोलियोज एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट से ये हो जाता है कि यू आर एब्सोल्युटली आउट of giving your customer any kind of false reports or anything. One can easily go ahead and backtest it and simply get his own facts. Okay, so there is no stuff involved of manipulation here. Anything that the person is doing, आप किसी भी ट्रेड पे, अच्छा उतना ही नहीं, on the backtest also what is most important, सिंपल सी बात है. आपने कहा आप फिनविशिया यूज करते हैं, ठीक है, और आप गवर्नमेंट चार्जेस तो पे करते हैं ना, ब्रोकरेज बचा रहे हैं. है ना, टैक्सेस तो आप दे रहे हैं ना। तो आपने कहा कि नहीं मेरी पर लॉट ब्रोकरेज है, मेरी फिक्स्ड ब्रोकरेज प्लान है, आपका कोई ब्रोकरेज नहीं है, आपने सब जीरो कर दिया, बट आपके जो गवर्नमेंट चार्जेस हैं
वो तो
तो रहेंगे। तो आपके रिपोर्ट्स के रिजल्ट जो होंगे वो भी ब्रोकरेज के हिसाब से होंगे। कोई कहेगा कि मेरे एपीआई चार्जेस भी जैसे 2000, तो वो भी कंसिडर होगा उसमें।
अच्छा,
ठीक है। तो अगेन दिस इज व्हाट मेक्स अस डिफरेंट एंड पुल्स अस क्लोजर टू द रियलिस्टिक मार्केट नोट, क्योंकि यही एक्सपेंस होते हैं। ये छोटी छोटी चीजें बट बहुत मैटर करती हैं आपके बैक टेस्ट में। ठीक है। हाँ, तो हर एक प्लेटफॉर्म देखिए अपने हिसाब से, हर एक की अपनी एक्सपर्टीज होती है, पर जहां तक हमारी नॉलेज जाती है हमने वो चीजें देने की कोशिश की जो एक्चुअल में मार्केट में इम्प्लाई होती हैं और जो इस रूल पे यूजर्स काम करते हैं। उन चीजों का क्या मतलब जिसके कोई मायने ही नहीं बचे।
आपने इसका कॉस्टिंग ज्यादा क्यों रखा है जब आपने स्टॉक्सो का इतना
अरे
सस्ता
ज्यादा
रखा
नहीं
है?
है, बहुत चीप कॉस्टिंग इनफैक्ट।
नहीं, बट स्टॉक्सो का तो कम है और इसका ज्यादा है।
प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, स्टॉक्सो कम रखा गया है, बट स्टॉक्सो इज ऑलरेडी अंडरप्राइज्ड प्रोडक्ट। बैकिंजो भी अंडरप्राइज्ड है बिकॉज द काइंड ऑफ, अभी तक आपने शायद बैकिंजो ना ठीक से एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया, otherwise you don't know of people. When we launched at 1100 also, was people were like why so cheap? It is granular data। पहली बात, कोई सिस्टम एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता, आप समझते हैं मोनोपोली एंजॉय करते हैं। Still we are selling it the cheapest cost। आने वाले दिनों में स्टॉक्सो में कुछ ऐसे ऐसे फीचर्स दिखेंगे आपको जो और ज्यादा उसमें वैल्यू एडिशंस कर देंगे। we have lot of amazing plans which are gonna happen, बट 2 years डाउन द लाइन इन्फ्लेशन भी 6% बढ़ जाता है साल में, still we are selling it at the same cost। हमारे लिए इन्फ्लेशन भी लगता है सर। ठीक है।
अब दोनों कॉम्बो प्राइस नहीं रखा कोई आपने? कॉम्बो
नहीं, both are separate products, there is nothing combo, price would be the same।
okay।
Can we I mean for the live market in the sense we will have strategies which we can design based on the price triggers or something like that, but in the backtest we will not be able to do those things, right? We'll have to go by the standard straddle triangles or butterflies or condors that we can test.
Correct, because see, execution on the basis of underlying you can do, you can run a backtest, but underlying will keep changing,
which is fine. No, I wanted an example. Supposedly, I mean, okay, supposedly I'm talking about a simple logic of a pivot that it is crossing say R1, and then I want to trigger
no, not the indicator
debit
based,
call.
no,
Yes,
not the indicator based. But let me tell you, for indicator based we are working on a breakthrough.
Okay,
that would be on a super premium plan of Backinzo, which would be much higher than what it is right now.
It's fine,
but,
that's okay.
Yeah, no, just sharing, but it would take some time, but that would be a very big breakthrough if it happens. So teams are already working on it.
So can you parallelly explain the freak protection thing once?
Yeah, see, freak protection trade can like for example, I'll run a backtest of 1 to 16. Okay, AB6, and let's say I'm running it. Freak protection, just to give you a small thing, like in case of certain very complex conditions, very complex, freak protection gets activated and it will not square off the trade. It will keep it open because it has identified that some things is not moving it right, and possibly it's a freak. So in such cases, it will handle regarding the logic that cannot be disclosed, how it works, what are the deeper things, but it would never harm anyone, but it will always safeguard you. So in short, let me show you with the backtest as well. One I've run with the freak protect. So one I've run with the without freak protect, and one we'll run with the freak protect as well.
Sure.
So freak protect is optional because in backtest also it was needed by the people.
Any special price you have for the bulk requirement?
No, sir.
Nothing, huh?
Nothing, sir.
Suppose we take 20 or 50, something like that. No,
Sir,
no,
at Stoxxo, if I tell you, there are welders working with one desk, one desk working with 3,000 of client base. So we have helped many businesses evolve. I cannot even name them, but still, even those kind of users buy at the same price as you.
Acha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have uniform pricing for everybody.
Uniform pricing for everyone.
Whether broker or whether HNI or
Anyone.
FII, anybody is the same.
Anyone. Somebody working with a 300 crores of capital also is paying me 750 plus tax.
Acha. Okay.
Simple as that. So it doesn't matter what's his capital size. It doesn't even, those values are not even visible to us. How do we come to know if somebody is telling us, somebody is giving access and somebody is sharing on personal grounds? Then we come to know that yes, he is managing 100 crores of capital.
Acha, that you will not come to know. Okay, because it is on his system.
It is all local. I don't even know which broker account you're logged in. It's not my call. I mean, it's not even my interest, or neither do we have access.
Acha.
Yeah.
Rachit, I missed out why. Okay, sorry.
No, but the question was whether my credential can be compromised in your system.
No, it's within the system itself.
Within the system, so that way you will never come to know.
Gets compromised, so then, but
that's again, a different matter. That's a different matter. But you will never come to know what is my login ID, password, and
very honestly, I'll tell you to all. This is what we tell. I mean, there is no hidden stuff here, because practically, just understand when you are. I don't understand one thing. Why do these things people? Yeah, off late, what we have seen is suddenly option mentors last 2 years down the line, a lot of mentors or rather amateur mentors suddenly emerge. So somewhere this what I feel is like things are getting compromised over the web. So the need of the market was, so that is why people prefer us, specifically big traders, professional traders. They prefer a secured system. Nobody would want that. Now when you see this window, this window, when I click sign in, counting from here, just for 2 seconds, Stoxxo will connect to check whether you are an active user or you're not. Okay. If you are not an active user, we will show you an expiry message that your account is expired. That is my primary interest, right? I should get the money of my subscription. Okay. The moment it expires on that date, we don't know. So this is the only time when we connect just to check the license. The moment you've got this message, now, whether I fry my servers, whether I close everything, Stoxxo user is not going to get impacted. Okay. Yeah. All of this data is yours. Everything is your local. Whatever strategies you have made is yours. It's all local. It's your secured system. You are the owner of it. We don't know, and neither do we have any interest or in any kind of communication exchange with the users. Simple as that. API should process with the raw power. You can place it on AWS. You can place it on your local PC, wherever you want, but you are the access owner.
Okay.
Rachit, why is it not integrated with some of the other brokers? Like, I mean, ICICI Direct, I missed that part. Why is it not integrated?
See, we have certain protocols to integrate the brokers first thing. Okay. And previously, as I remember last year down the line, ICICI did reach us and they did not had market feed. Okay. We needed feed in certain formats because we have to manage trades and risk management. So this was the primary reason that I remember of why it was not integrated.
So supposedly we have got multiple brokers. Which will be the data feed that you will be replying?
Sorry, I think your voice is echoing 2 times.
Yeah, even I. Okay, my question was that if you signed up multiple brokers on your platform, which will be the data feed that you will be referring it from, or which the broker data or the live?
The first account that is logged in.
The first account. So we will have to keep one as a primary, one kind of logic to set up.
Yes, Stoxxo has a very beautiful feature embedded inside itself. Like, for example, if in case, let's say you have a FinVision broker and suddenly the feed goes down, but at the same time, you also have one account logged in of Angel of yours. So in that case, ideally, the FinVision trade should get affected, right? Because the feed is hampered. But Stoxxo has a smart AI system embedded, wherein in that case, it will identify that the feed is affected. So on the feed of your second account, it will manage your current trades. Stoxxo will internally migrate, but safeguard its users.
Okay, great. And the additional charges will be like for per broker. I mean, the 750 is the initial charges.
First account,
And,
like see,
and
if you have two accounts of yours, just understand that first account is 750 plus tax. Second account, every second account onwards, it is 375 plus tax.
okay, every other broker or whatever that we add.
Doesn't matter. See, for example, let me tell you, you have a 2-user license. Okay, like you can see the screen, right? For example, I have added these many accounts, right? Because my license is something else. Okay?
Yeah.
So, for example, I clicked today Zebu, okay, and I clicked, let's say, Alice. I clicked on verify API login. My both the accounts are logged in, right? So this is my today's job. Okay. After tomorrow, like today's trades are done, I'm out of the trades. Okay. Tomorrow morning, my user license is of 2 users. Okay. Tomorrow morning, I feel like that I'll work with Kotak. I'll work with Fires. So will the same 2-user license work for me? Yes, it will work because we don't block you there.
Oh, fantastic. That is a fantastic feature.
It is not that you have paid for 2-user license, तो वो broker पे lock हो गए. No, it is not going to happen that way.
Okay.
Even the same day, आपने ये login किया, Fires and all, your trades are done for these 2 accounts. You don't wish to work, please log out. Disable.
So it's not linked to account. It is number of licenses.
And you can go and log in here. The 2 accounts same day. Only thing is that if previous portfolios are open or trades are open, Stoxxo will not let you do that. If you still do it, we will not be able to manage and provide you the facilities there.
So it means number of concurrent live sessions going on.
Correct.
No, concurrent live connects to broker platforms.
Correct.
Right?
तो पहले वाला जो है वो मॉनिटर नहीं करेगा अभी.
नहीं. Definitely not, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I use with only one broker, then I need just one user license.
Correct.
Right. अच्छा, एक चीज और बता दूं मैं इनका जो मैंने प्रैक्टिकल टेस्ट किया है. अगर आपने एक बार 12 डेज वाला अगर ट्रायल ले लिया आपने अपने लैपटॉप के ऊपर, तो ऑन द सेम लैपटॉप यू कैन नॉट यूज एनी अदर आईडी. मतलब आप सोचो कि मैं जैसे एक पीके कोठारी के नाम से
ट्रायल इज रजिस्टर्ड, योर सिस्टम इज ब्लॉक्ड. उसके बाद आप कोई आईडी रजिस्टर नहीं कर सकते उस पे. आप कोई और ट्रायल आईडी किसी और पीसी पे बना करके भी आएंगे तो आप उसका मिसयूज नहीं कर पाएंगे.
एक तो वो कंट्रोल डाला हुआ है. दूसरा जो बैकएंड में इन्होंने क्या कंट्रोल डाला हुआ है, अगर जैसे आपने अपना लॉगिन आईडी पासवर्ड ले लिया एंड नाउ सपोज आई वांट टू डू इट से फ्रॉम माय पीसी, दैट आल्सो कैन नॉट डू इट अनलेस आप वहां से उसको माइग्रेट करने का इनका कुछ सिस्टम कर रखा है इन्होंने. उसको वहां से सरेंडर करोगे, फिर मैं जनरेट करूंगा.
दिखा देता हूं.
समथिंग ऐसा कुछ है आपका.
हाँ, पीसी चेंज रिक्वेस्ट दिखा देता हूं. कभी पीसी आदमी को चेंज करना है, मान लीजिए आज आप लैपटॉप पे हैं, तो स्टॉक्सो एक डेस्कटॉप बेस्ड लाइसेंसिंग है. हम मना नहीं करते यूजर्स को यूज करने के लिए. ठीक है, आप जो पीसी का लाइसेंस अपना ले रहे हैं आप फ्रीली उस पर यूज करें. सडनली मान लीजिए कोई पीसी का कुछ इशू आ गया या आपको, तो once in 24 hours you can just go and click on need to change computer. ठीक है, तो once in 24 hours ये आपको माइग्रेट करने देगा, तो आप खुद भी माइग्रेट कर सकते हैं. अब बात आती है स्टॉक्सो में मैंने बहुत सारी स्ट्रैटेजीज बना रखी है. चलिए एक अच्छा सवाल याद आ गया. आपने बहुत सारी स्ट्रैटेजीज बना रखी है, ये सब कुछ है, वीपीएस पे भी बना रखी है. कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा हो सकता है कि यार कभी कुछ हो गया सिस्टम पे, तो है ना, मेरी सब स्ट्रैटेजी लूज हो जाएंगी, है ना. मैं कैसे उसको, अकाउंट्स भी मेरे अगर ज्यादा है तो मैं कैसे. तो स्टॉक्सो में ना एक खूबसूरत सा फीचर है बैकअप का. ठीक है, तो आप यहाँ पे आ गए, आपने मान लीजिए जो भी पासवर्ड देना है आप दे दीजिए. मैंने 1 2 3 4 5, आप एक बैकअप फाइल बना लेंगे. ये आप रोज भी कर सकते हैं अपनी सेफ्टी के लिए. इट इज नो हार्म. ठीक है, मैंने एक पीके कोठारी नाम से एक फाइल सेव कर ली मान लीजिए, एंड दिस इज अ बैकअप फाइल. अब मैंने ये फाइल एक रोज ले ली, कितने टाइम लगा मेरे को, हार्डली 2 सेकंड. ठीक है, एंड आई एम डन विद द बैकअप फाइल. वो बैकअप फाइल मैं जी ड्राइव पे कहीं भी रख दूं, जस्ट इन केस इन वन ऑफ द एनी ऑड डे समथिंग हैपेंस. तो मुझे करना क्या होगा, सिंपल है. मैं सीधा उसे जाके पासवर्ड डाल दूंगा पहले. आई विल गो एंड क्लिक ऑन रिस्टोर एंड आई विल सेलेक्ट द पर्टिकुलर फाइल व्हाट आई हैड मेड. ओके, so that's all I'm gonna be doing. Do you see this PKO backup? ये डाल के यस करके मैं रीस्टार्ट कर दूंगा, मेरी सारी सेटिंग्स रिवाइव हो गई. तो आपके पास ये एक बहुत अच्छा एडवांटेज हो जाता है कि आप अपने बैकअप्स अगर डेली लेते हैं. ऑटोमेटेड हमने क्यों नहीं रखा हुआ है, there is a reason for that because many users may not want it. Okay, So this is something which is user controlled. But आप मुश्किल से 2 मिनट लगते हैं, अगर आप लेना चाहें या वीकली लेना चाहें, आप लेके जरूर रखें फॉर योर ओन सेफ्टी.
इसको AWS पे इंस्टॉल करके कर सकते हैं?
मतलब बैकअप?
नॉट बैकअप.
No, VPS on AWS is asking. कर सकते. I'm using it on AWS on it works.
अच्छा, AWS का काम कर रहा है अच्छे से आपका?
हाँ, चल रहा है अच्छे से.
तो कितना
सिस्टम लैग कुछ है क्या इसका?
मेरे पास एक्चुअली एक अलग से स्क्रिप्ट है which controls the system resources, तो वो चल जाता है अच्छे से. अभी तक तो कुछ इश्यू नहीं. I'm using since 3 months.
Okay.
What is the OS needed,
application है, सच कोई खास उसकी ना.
Any Windows OS will do. मतलब Windows Server 2012, 2019.
Windows Server 2012 R2 is better to use on this.
अच्छा.
2016 is better, but 12 भी कर सकते हैं.
R2 में थोड़ा resources कम जाता है, that's why बस.
नहीं, that's fine. मतलब 16 is fine, but yeah, 12 is also fine. We don't have any restrictions as such.
So do we have any videos available for the, especially on the spreads का rollover का settings and working or something like that?
Combined pre मतलब multi-leg का एक पूरी playlist है, आप वो देख सकते हैं YouTube पे.
On the YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rachit, I have one same query which you answered. थोड़ा मुझे details चाहिए उसमें. The monitoring in Stoxxo I am asking, not in Backinzo now. 1 minute and real time का जो monitoring system है, when we select the leg at SL broker, I have most of the time noticed that when the order gets executed, तो वो SL calculate करके immediately it puts at the broker level, whereas for 1 minute how it will exactly calculate SL for 1 minute, मतलब वो immediately order place कर देता है वहां पे.
नहीं, in that case देखिए वो जो कुछ ऐसे फीचर्स होते हैं ना जो इंटरनल Stoxxo मैनेज करने के लिए बने हैं. ठीक है ना, लेग SL एट ब्रोकर और उसमें लिमिटेशंस आ सकती हैं. दूसरा लेग SL एट ब्रोकर के अपने रिपरकशंस होते हैं. एक छोटा सा एक सिनेरियो होता है, कई बार पीपल यूज इट लेग SL एट ब्रोकर, लिमिट ऑर्डर्स फायर करते हैं. ठीक है, अब उसी सेम टाइम पे लिमिट ऑर्डर्स, अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ये सिंस यू नो Stoxxo में एक बहुत अच्छा फीचर है, आपको दिखा देता हूं मैं. आई थिंक दिस विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल फॉर अदर यूजर्स टू कंट्रोल द स्लिपेजेस और you know to have more control. Stoxxo provides you a order type of apart from market, we give you a beautiful order type as SL limit. ठीक है, SL limit क्या करता है कि आपने लिमिट ऑर्डर्स फायर करेंगे, मान लीजिए आपने 5 पॉइंट की बफर दे दिए, यस, एंड आपने कहा कि 20 सेकंड तक रुकना. अगर लिमिट ऑर्डर फिल नहीं हुआ तो आप या तो ऑर्डर कैंसिल कर दोगे या ऑर्डर को मार्केट पे कन्वर्ट करोगे, बट मेक श्योर दैट आई गेट एन एंट्री. The same thing is available to you in exit order as well, कि जहाँ पे हम लिमिट ऑर्डर्स फायर कर देंगे, अगर वो फिल नहीं हुआ तो हम मार्केट पे कन्वर्ट कर देंगे. अब बात क्या आती है कि ये जब 20 सेकंड की विंडो है, ठीक है, 19 सेकंड और 95 सेकंड या 99.99 मिली सेकंड पे आपके ऑर्डर्स एक्सचेंज ने फिल कर दिए, उस वक्त यहाँ पे भी 20 सेकंड हिट हो गया. तो यू नो क्रॉस कम्युनिकेशन इज हैपनिंग. वहां से जब तक ऑर्डर अपडेट आ रहा है तब तक ऐसे सिनेरियोज में हो सकता है कि कभी कभार आपके डबल द पोजीशन हो जाए, बट दैट इज द लिमिटेशन बिकॉज कम्युनिकेशन टाइम एंड Stoxxo के इंस्ट्रक्शंस टाइम क्लैश हो सकते हैं. सो आइदर यू इंक्रीज द वेट सेकंड्स और आइदर यू यू नो, बिकॉज यू नेवर नो हाउ द मार्केट बिहेव्स. तो कुछ सिनेरियोज में जब आप कहते हैं कि टारगेट मॉनिटरिंग या SL मॉनिटरिंग वो तुरंत प्लेस कर देता, तो देखिए वो जो फीचर्स है दे आर नॉट डिजाइंड फॉर लेग SL एट ब्रोकर.
So both can't work together basically.
Correct. Certain features are limited for Stoxxo internal functions because हम controller है ना वहाँ पे.
So the real time and leg SL at broker will work perfectly, but 1 minute monitoring किया तो leg SL at broker won't work properly.
Correct. क्या फायर करे बताएं आप.
हाँ, so
हमारे पास डेटा ही नहीं है तो हम तो उसी वक्त फायर कर देंगे ना आपकी सेफ्टी पे.
Right. So 1 minute में we should not select the leg SL, and at the time of SL जब hit करेगा तो वो 1 minute रुकेगा and then it will close the order.
Correct. आपका स्टॉप लॉस हिट हो गया, वो अपनी कैंडल क्लोज का वेट करेगा एंड वो उसे फायर करेगा.
So 60 seconds का उसमें बफर है.
करेक्ट, जो भी आपने डिफाइन किया. अब ये जो मॉनिटरिंग टाइम्स होते हैं ये सब ये डिजाइन हुए हैं इंटरनल मैनेजमेंट के लिए. ब्रोकर पे SL जाने के बाद ब्रोकर थोड़ा ना रुकेगा ना एक्सचेंज रुकेगा, उसके लिए तो सिर्फ प्राइस वैल्यू होती है ना, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता आप क्या फायर कर रहे हो.
Understood.
अच्छा, you allow all the stocks here? You allow all the stocks?
Means
and F&O में मतलब you have some particular stocks or any stock I can do?
Stoxxo has almost of it. I would say Nifty 50 तो आप मान लीजिए, जिनमें वॉल्यूम होता है सर, सब में वॉल्यूम भी तो नहीं होता ना.
नहीं तो you have some restriction or you allow all? That's what I'm asking.
I think it's all allowed.
अच्छा, देन सेकंडली कि
I
कितने
didn't
महीने आगे
get
तक अलाउ करते हैं?
any such query till date कि जहाँ पे कोई कहे कि ये स्टॉक ऑप्शन नहीं चल रहा, तो I'm not aware of that.
अच्छा, एंड देन हाउ मेनी मंथ्स यू अलाउ, मतलब 4 मंथ्स में?
4 months में up to you can say up to June is there.
अप टू जून. अच्छा, देन विद दिसंबर यू डोंट हैव?
No, not so far.
नहीं तो, और जून भी इसलिए है कि अभी वी आर इन अप्रैल, अगर मार्च में होते तो जून मिलता था क्या?
नहीं, तो जून नहीं होता.
So that means only up to 3 months you are allowing.
Up to 3 months.
Okay.
रचित,
So
ये जो आप
on
सारे
on
रचित, ये
index
आप जो
you allow
सारे
leap options.
नहीं अलाउ कर रहे हैं ना.
Leap options for longer period is not allowed for now.
ऐसा क्यों? आपने लीप क्यों नहीं डाला आपने इसमें? What is the some
So
specific
there are
reason?
several complexities, limitations होती हैं. तो
अच्छा.
जी.
Okay.
We cannot over complexify the system. Already things are moving, and with most of the जो requirement होती है, that gets sufficed with this.
नहीं, आजकल लीप में काफी काम हो रहा है, इसलिए मैंने पूछा था.
जी. नहीं बिल्कुल.
रचित, ये जो आप सारे सिनेरियोज बता रहे हो, या ये जितने भी आप ये कहीं पे FAQs या कहीं पे ये स्टोर्ड है जहाँ पे FAQs दे सकते हैं, जितने भी सिनेरियोज है, ये आप रिस्पॉन्सेस बता रहे हो?
देखिए, फील्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन होता है सॉफ्टवेयर में. एक चीज आप समझें, सिनेरियोज बनाए जाते हैं, ठीक है ना. आज मैंने ये सिनेरियो बोल दिया, कल आपने मिस्टर पी के कुटारी से कोई 2 चीजें सीखी, तो वो एक सिनेरियो बन गया. हाउ टू डू इट, हाउ टू हैंडल इट, उसके लिए आपके पास ये फॉर्म्स है एंड ये फील्ड्स अवेलेबल है, जो पूरी एक डॉक्यूमेंट है कि वो क्या क्या करेगी. तो ये चीज आपको खुद वो कर दी, बिकॉज हम जो सिनेरियोज यहाँ पे क्रिएट कर रहे हैं या आपको बता रहे हैं, दोज आर लाइक प्रीटी एमेच्योर सिनेरियोस. There are lot of
ये कहाँ
things.
पे आपने ओपन किया है? ये मैनुअल कहाँ पे ओपन किया आपने?
ये हेल्प बटन है ना ऊपर.
ओके, थैंक्स.
Click this and then it will open.
अच्छा, अब कस्टमर सर्विस के बारे में थोड़ा बताएंगे, कैसा क्या है, मतलब रेस्पॉन्स टाइम एंड देन whom to contact. कुछ
Response time, I would say max is like 24 hours, I would say, but usually it's purely on WhatsApp messages. We don't entertain much of calls because you all can understand कि अगर इतने brokers हैं और मैं minimum 3 calls भी पकड़ूं या 5 calls भी पकड़ूं, the call frequency is very high. Our primary interest is to resolve the thing or resolve the query. So the more you come on the messaging side, the more happier it will be. If needed, we take any desk, we quickly help you resolve it and just move out of your system.
अच्छा.
We won't be much in over the call and over the talks. Yeah.
So that means whenever we have a query, we have to send it through WhatsApp.
Yeah, one can just send it to the message and we will revert.
What about the currency and a commodity?
I've
already replied that currency, futures and commodity, but not through multi-leg, through QTPs or through TradingView or any broker, you can execute the.
But can we backtest as well? Anything
No, miss.
in currency
You
or
cannot
commodity?
backtest. No. In Backinzo, it's only index and stock options.
Rachit, any possibility to create a multi-leg portfolio from the options trading platform that you had shown? Just about the multi-leg wala jo hai na, options strategies payoff. Because it gets created in the positions directly and not in the multi-leg. Second one.
हाँ. Payoff से वो position पे जाएगा because वो passive module है.
Can we implement something like in near future? Because multi-leg is much easier to manage. We
I know that. It's, we have already noted, but we are waiting for the leg enhancement. एक बार जब leg limits बढ़ जाएंगे ना, अभी जैसे 8 है, हम उसके बाद सेकेंड फेज में पे ऑफ्स को वो करेंगे. ठीक है ना. पहले हमारा जो टारगेट है दैट इज टू एनहांस द लिमिट्स ऑफ इंक्रीजिंग 8 legs टू टेकिंग इट टू अनलिमिटेड. तो एक बार वो हो जाए, बिकॉज पे ऑफ की स्क्रीन साइज की भी लिमिटेशन होती है और बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, तो विच विल टेक सम टाइम. बट या, एज आई टोल्ड यू, 1 year down the line you will see Stoxxo even much more advanced than what you're seeing now.
At same price, I hope.
At same price, hopefully. See, as I tell you, to be very honest, we work with a very different approach. We don't have any, what do you say, heavy-sized teams or heavy-sized working environment. We believe in, if you design a good product, like TradingView की बात करते हैं. TradingView पे पिछले 1.5 साल से हम एक ईमेल भेज रहे हैं उनके बग के लिए, जिसका आज तक हमारे पास जवाब नहीं आया. ठीक है. But at the same time, we know they created a refined system. Minor hiccups can always be there. ठीक है. तो बट ट्रेडिंग व्यू जैसी कंपनी भी सपोर्ट नहीं दे पाती. टेक्निकल वर्ल्ड ही कुछ ऐसा है कि जहां पे इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू एंटरटेन ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. और यहाँ पे आप कोई प्रोडक्ट सेल करने जाओगे तो बिकेगा नहीं. Neither we do cold callings, neither किसी का subscription वो जाए. Usually companies जो इंडिया की भी है वो बार बार मैसेज भेजेंगी, बार बार वो करेंगी. हमारा ये मानना है कि फालतू के रिसोर्स वेस्ट मत करो. If somebody has to renew, he will renew with his own consent. Why bother him? And plus, why do you resource? You know, a lot of companies are on wasting resources. We never did that. Alogubaba is still WFH concept company till date.
Wow.
तो जब तक कॉस्टिंग मेंटेन कर पाएंगे बिल्कुल करेंगे. बट कुछ एक सिनेरियो जब क्रिएट हो जाते हैं जहां पे हमारे भी डेवलपमेंट्स लगते हैं, बिकॉज डेवलपमेंट इज नॉट चीप. Every single coder you can understand goes in lakhs per month, a single coder. Okay, and Stoxxo ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म बनाने के लिए 1-2 आदमियों का काम नहीं होता ये.
Different models are required.
So when the world was
company, I understand.
When the world was getting screwed with COVID, we were working on Stoxxo.
Rachit, one more question is that what is the biggest, I'm not talking more from a trading risk perspective, but more from an operational risk perspective, it is still considered which users can be exposed to based on user experience, the operational risk.
What kind of operational risk are you referring to?
When I say operational risk, I mean, be it from a systems perspective or any impact, not necessarily from a trades perspective, but operational systems, any user experience based analysis around that.
No, sir. I'm sorry here, but I'm probably limited to understand your actual query. If any of the member is understanding, please can you explain me? I'm not yet clear.
Okay, maybe I'm not able to kind of articulate in a way, but yeah, the point was more in terms of controllable factors versus uncontrollable factors around
If the control is right in your hand, I didn't understand what you're talking about with the operational.
Are you asking in terms of market regulatory?
No, I'm talking more in terms of systems. Operational risk is more aligned to systems and all, right? So systems, when you say, be it the APIs, be it the when
if you're talking about a failure point,
yeah.
Any collaborative what do you say function is failing. Now please understand, even NSC cannot guarantee that. If we own NSC also, still I cannot do that, because what point of a time any technical issue, like if you remember a couple of months back, or I think 1 year back, NSC went down, right? The moment Zerodha opened at 5:15, other brokers kept the positions open, but Zerodha immediately squared it off. The reason was Zerodha would not monitor is not a problem, because it was an exceptional scenario. Systems cannot change over the fly. Systems are designed to fire a square off at 325. It's gonna fire off, and when it got a message at 5:15, it assumed that as 325, and that's wherein all the users at Zerodha were squared off. So exceptional issues with the API. With the exchange is part and parcel of the business if you're getting into that. But yeah, the probability, I think our users and our standing reputation will tell you into the market and the brokers, because if I tell you, it would appear to be biased, but Stoxxo tries to upkeep the system as far as possible. Certain cases when we are dependent on the APIs, like one gentleman said that FinVisia we see a delay, whereas the other person is saying that, you know, there is no delay. Now this is something out of our control. For which,
so in that case, if tomorrow NSE shuts down in mid of the day, so it is better to stop the Stoxxo and do it manually to scare off the orders if the exchange opens at 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
See, yes, that is advisable. But if you talk about exit, so then in such cases, you can always come and click mark as completed to the portfolio. Okay. And immediately come to the positions and click on exit, and yahan se aap exit kar sakte hain. Okay, if you want to use the Stoxxo, but in such cases, which is going to happen once in a year, so manage the way you want to. Simple. Whatever is convenient to you, because not necessarily at 6 baje aap system pe ho. है ना? You might be out also, so just close it.
Rachit, that client and host part, any regulatory thing comes into picture in that feature?
Nothing. You're just sending a URL.
वो उसमें क्वेश्चन आया, do you have this approval from SEBI?
हाँ, मतलब कुछ उसमें regulatory कुछ issues आ सकता है later if you provide some, like someone going, उसको पसंद नहीं आया, complaint कर दिया उसने, तो like.
See, that is personally a person's lookout. At Stoxxo, we don't tell that, and neither there is no mechanism to prove that. Understand? For any third-party platforms who run on APIs, APIs itself are a controlled environment. ठीक है, what you are sending, what you are not sending, ऐसे आप देखेंगे तो then probably we don't know that any such mechanism exists.
Okay.
अच्छा, एल्गो का जो सेबी अप्रूवल आजकल जरूरी हो रहा है, whether do you have the any such thing?
जो आप अप्रूवल्स की बात करते हैं ना, that is something on individual strategic basis. उसके ऊपर भी कोई मैकेनिज्म नहीं, आप जाएं मॉक ट्रेड में, आप इंटरफेस दिखे, देयर आर सम यूजर्स जिन्होंने स्टॉक्सो का अप्रूवल कराया है, सम ब्रोकर्स, ठीक है, दे हैव देयर ओन अप्रूवल, बट वो उनका अप्रूवल है।
अच्छा,
ठीक है ना, वो उनका अप्रूवल है। सिंपल सी बात है, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, आपने एक मूविंग एवरेज की स्ट्रेटजी अप्रूव करा ली, रात को आपने कोड में चेंज कर दिया, मैंने तो 8:21 की कराई थी, अब मैं सुपर ट्रेंड पे कर लूंगा। ठीक है, आप बता दीजिए क्या मैकेनिज्म है, क्या आइडेंटिफिकेशन आप कर सकते हैं, कौन सा सिस्टम एग्जिस्ट करता है जो ये बता देगा कि वो ट्रेड मूविंग एवरेज पे नहीं था बट RSI पे था।
नहीं, स्टॉक्सो itself is whether approved by SEBI or not, that is what I'm asking.
There is no mechanism for third party vendors.
अच्छा, मतलब ऐसा ये जो कोई अप्रूवल नहीं लेना पड़ता है,
कोई मैकेनिज्म ही नहीं है।
कोठारी जी, अभी कुछ है नहीं वैसा, बट दे माइट इन फ्यूचर माइट इंप्लीमेंट फॉर प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइडर्स।
वो सेबी का आया था ना, काफी सेबी का काफी आया था ना बीच में रिपोर्ट की, वो एल्गो का अप्रूवल लेना पड़ेगा, वो सब करना पड़ेगा, वो
खत्म हो गई अभी।
अच्छा, खत्म हो गया। ओके,
दैट वाज लॉन्ग बैक।
एंड
इवन इफ इट कम्स इन, तो देखिए तब ब्रोकर्स लेंगे, सिंपल एज दैट।
अच्छा, ब्रोकर को लेना पड़ेगा। ओके,
ब्रोकर्स लेंगे, कुछ ना कुछ मैकेनिज्म तो बने ना। सर, किसी चीज को गलत और सही आप कब ठहराएंगे, जब आपके पास लॉ होगा। जब कोई चीज एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती तो उस पर सही और गलत की तो बात ही नहीं आती ना।
अच्छा,
करेक्ट।
Rachit, for that trading view का webhook, we basically require premium trading view account for using that. But if there is a free account में लिमिटेशन होती है ओनली सिंगल अलर्ट की। हाँ, so if we just put the parameters once the entry is done, can we change it immediately for the exit? So we can use it that way, right? But continuous monitoring is required in that.
There is a way to use a free account. You can get the strategy integrated with the Stoxxo, of course, at additional cost. Okay, तो उस केस में क्या होता है, in syntax you will be just passing a message like
entry exit both.
No, you will be just passing a message like this. Okay, once it is integrated ना, so you will be just passing this. तो इसमें क्या हो जाएगा, बाकी जो signals है वो internally manage होंगे. This will be the only message that you will put in your alert box on TradingView. तो ये इंटीग्रेशन की वन टाइम कॉस्ट है, बट आप फ्री अकाउंट चला लो। ठीक है, बट लिमिटेशन समझिए, मल्टी लेग फंक्शंस नहीं काम करेंगे। दूसरा, ट्रेडिंग व्यू हर वक्त ऑन होना चाहिए, तो जो आपका ये आएगा पॉपअप्स, वो उसे रीड करेगा। ठीक है ना, आपको वेबबुक्स यूज करना अलाउड नहीं है। वेबबुक्स जब आप यूज करते हैं तो आप ट्रेडिंग व्यू बंद रखें और स्टॉक्सो चलता रहे, आपके सिग्नल्स मैनेज होते रहेंगे। तो डिपेंड करता है कि आपकी कन्वीनियंस के लिए आप 7-8 हजार रुपए अगर खर्चते हैं साल का बेसिक प्रो अकाउंट पे, तो मुझे कहीं से कहीं तक वो नुकसान नहीं दिखता।
Just for testing purpose, I was saying initially before going live on that, webhooks single webhooks भी मैनेज कर सकते हैं अगर एंट्री के बाद चेंज कर दिया तो।
हाँ, वो आप करना चाहें आप कर सकते हैं मैनुअली, दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम। ठीक है ना जी।
और क्वेरीज है बिकॉज़ मोर देन नाउ इट इज 4 आवर नाउ।
सर कोठारी सर, ये वाला फिनवेशिया पे तो नहीं चलेगा ना सर?
चलेगा ना, फिनवेशिया पे चलेगा ना, क्यों नहीं चलेगा?
अच्छा,
सभी पे चलेगा, मोस्ट ऑफ द ब्रोकर चलेगा, ओनली आईसीआईसीआई डायरेक्ट पे नहीं है, बाकी
रामायण खत्म होने के बाद आप पूछ
नहीं सॉरी, आपने बीच में कुछ बोला था ना फिनवेशिया, और उसका कुछ तो
फिनवेशिया ही तो आज सबसे ज्यादा चर्चित रहा है।
ओके, ठीक है
पूरी दुनिया फिनवेशिया पे जा रही है आजकल, तो ये हाल हो गया।
Rachit, is there any way to master the market feed data? मतलब ये ब्रोकर से ही हमको मार्केट फीड डेटा चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं स्टॉक्सो में?
वो बताए ना, प्राइमरी उसको बना दो।
फर्स्ट अकाउंट आप जो लॉगिन करेंगे वहां से आएगी।
So उसके एक पर्टिकुलर अकाउंट को फर्स्ट बना के रखना पड़ेगा।
करेक्ट, यूजर सेटिंग्स आप चेंज कर सकते हैं ना, आप उसे एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं।
बाय डिफॉल्ट सेटिंग्स में कुछ ऐसा ऑप्शन है नहीं?
हाँ, अभी फिलहाल बाय डिफॉल्ट में नहीं है।
मुझे पूछना था, सपोज यू पुट इट ऑन VPS, मतलब ऑटोमेटेड मोड में इट कीप्स रनिंग, तो यू डोंट मॉनिटर इट वेरी फ्रीक्वेंटली, तो ऐसे कुछ होता है कभी पार्शियल एग्जीक्यूशन हुआ, हाउ डू वी गेट एन अलर्ट, like, or we have to keep monitoring in between?
So monitoring is advisable. REST Telegram alerts पे आपको दिखता रहेगा कि क्या क्वांटिटी आपकी एग्जीक्यूट हुई है। ठीक है, in cases of partial fill then monitoring is needed, because partial fill के ना बहुत सारे reasons होते हैं। वो चीजें आइडेंटिफाई, कई बार क्या हो जाता है कि आपके लिमिट ऑर्डर्स हो गए, कुछ केस में आपको पार्शियल फिल आ जाता है कि एपीआईज में इशू आ गया, फॉर एग्जांपल जब आपके ऑर्डर्स फिल हो रहे थे और उसी वक्त कोई सॉकेट आपका डाउन हो गया, ठीक है, तो लॉट ऑफ रीजंस आर देयर, वो सारे रीजंस को नहीं किया जाए, उस केस में आप थोड़ा सा मॉनिटरिंग रखें। बट एज आई टेल यू कि जब हेवी स्केल पे काम होता है तो ये सारे जितने हैंडलिंग लॉजिक्स इन बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे आर ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल एट स्टॉक्सो।
Why I'm asking because मेरा ना बीच में मतलब मैंने ट्रेडट्रॉन ट्राई किया था फॉर अ मंथ and I was having a multi-leg strategy. So it got partially executed. Then I got a WhatsApp alert and I got an automated call stating that there is some execution error. Please check your account or something like that. So I just wanted to check whether you have something like that.
We will manage. We already have this retry settings. Let me show you in case of such things. Na?
Every 15 seconds.
Yeah, strategy tag पे you can control the retries. ठीक है? कि आप कितनी बार retry करना चाहते हो, you can change this. The same thing implies.
Right. But we should be aware. मतलब what I'm saying, like people who are office goers and they put it and they don't see it. Like
Telegram will tell you order failed, but certain scenarios, कुछ केस में, because आप एक चीज समझें, I'm not the one who's tracking your system completely. That's what the difference is. A web-based system has access
because they
to
track
everything.
it and it is on their hardware itself.
Correct. Now you get the point. So secured system और unsecured system का यही एक फर्क होता है। अगर एक सर्वर वेब बेस्ड का डाउन हो गया, जो कि बहुत आसान होता है, 1 मिनट में हजारों लोग फंस जाएंगे। बट स्टॉक्सो के केस में अगर आपका सिस्टम या आपका वीपीएस हिट हुआ तो सिर्फ आप फंसेंगी, दूसरे कोई इंसान को फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। ठीक है ना?
चार्टिंग का जो वेबहुक यूआरएल है, as soon as that screener gives some output, it will take the trade immediately, और उसमें कुछ है, like, can you show something in that? I'm not sure if
for charting there is already dedicated video on channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it will immediately take it. But उसमें हाँ, आप define कर सकते हैं conditions वगैरह, whether you want what time onwards it should take and not. A basic thing is there for charting. You can define a percentage change. You can define gap up, gap down.
It takes a positional?
No, only intraday.
Only intraday.
Yes.
सर एक क्वेश्चन
अब खत्म करेंगे, चलो। हाँ बोलिए
सर। फ्यूचर्स में कभी कभी क्या होता है, निफ्टी में है ना, ऑल ऑफ सडन फ्यू सेकंड्स के लिए ना एक जंप मार देता है। ऐसा अभी 2-3 बार हुआ है। जैसे सम एरर है उसमें, क्या है ना, हमने अगर 20 पॉइंट्स का स्टॉप लॉस रखा है, वो ट्रिगर नहीं होता है, वो आगे जाके 100, 200 या 100 पॉइंट्स में जाके ट्रिगर होता है। तो बेसिकली ऐसा 1-2 बार हुआ है कि ना, ये जितने भी अल्गो ट्रेडिंग में ये सब बना, ऊपर जाके उन्होंने स्टॉप लॉस इतना बुक किया है। तो इसके ऐसा कुछ प्रोटेक्शन है क्या इसमें?
देखिए, स्टॉक्सो में मुझे सच कोई सिनेरियो, इनफैक्ट यूजर्स यहाँ पे खुद बैठे हुए हैं स्टॉक्सो के कुछ, आप जो महीनों से यूज कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक आप उनसे पूछेंगे तो शायद उनके भी जवाब ये होंगे कि हमने ऐसा कोई सिनेरियो ओवरकम नहीं किया है फिलहाल टिल डेट। ठीक है, तो हमें बाकी नहीं पता, बट इतना मैं आपको बता देता हूँ एक जनरल नॉलेज के लिए कि क्या होता है, हर एक इंडिविजुअल ब्रोकर से अगर आपकी फीड आपकी ही अकाउंट से चल रही है तो उसमें लेटेंसी नहीं होती। बट जहां पे जब वेब बेस्ड सिस्टम्स होते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं फीड्स वाया सर्वर से राउट होती है। ठीक है, तो वहां पे लेटेंसी आनी है। अब उस केस में मान लीजिए कुछ सेकंड्स के लिए, क्योंकि सर्वर्स का भी इंटरनेट टूटता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि सर्वर्स के इंटरनेट नहीं टूटते, इवेंचुअली कहीं भी डेटा सेंटर होता है तो वहां पे एक इंटरनेट की लाइन आ रही है, लीज लाइन। ठीक है, एमएस का ब्रेकेज सर्वर पे भी होता है। ये एक रॉन्ग मिसकंसेप्शन है कि वीपीएस फार्म पे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं जाएगी, या ठीक है बैकअप सर्वर्स होते हैं, बट कभी कुछ सिनेरियोज में वहां भी इंटरनेट टूटता है। ऐसा नहीं कि वीपीएस या एडब्ल्यूएस आप लाख रुपए का ले लो तो वहां पे कुछ नहीं होगा, नहीं हो सकता है। तो समथिंग वुड हैव अकर्ड, अदरवाइज नेवर हर्ड ऑफ दिस जो आप कह रहे हैं कि 100 पॉइंट भाग जाए मार्केट, मतलब कि उतनी देर तक मार्केट फीड हिट हो गई, वो पॉसिबल नहीं है।
Which is one last question. You can avoid to answer that because I'm asking in open forum. Is the VPS International is Singapore or German based city का जो है?
See, it is German based.
It's German, no?
Yeah.
I've used CT, like I've extensively used CT for my side projects since last 3-4 years. German का थोड़ा वही था. I thought Singapore का अगर latency की वजह से, if it is helpful if someone has used.
See, we have certain clients on Singapore locations as well. We have even put on London location. London location भी अच्छी है, ठीक है। एंड प्लस इस वक्त जो अभी जो हमने नए रैक्स इंट्रोड्यूस किए, जो मुंबई लोकेशन का 2301 का प्लान है, वो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है.
Okay, that's your own servers, right?
Yeah, those are our own racks. Which देखिए आप जो international भी बात करते हैं, we have corporate dealings with these firms.
Yeah, I know that. I
And
understand.
what we do is we pay them, we acquire the racks, and then we split across and give it to the users. तो उन racks पे हम और किसी को नहीं आने देते. ठीक है ना? बस ये एक डिफरेंस होता है. आपके एक्विजिशन में मान लीजिए आप जब एक्वायर करते हो और हम जब एक्वायर करते हो तो फर्क कितना है कि हमारे उस पे हमारी लाइट एप्लीकेशंस रन होती हैं. आपके केस में वहां पे कोई एक हेवी गेमर भी आ सकता है फॉर एग्जांपल. ठीक है ना, हु इज ईटिंग मोस्ट ऑफ योर सीपीयू यूजेज. तो अल्टीमेटली कहीं ना कहीं यूजर्स इंपैक्ट हो सकते हैं. दिस इज द ओनली डिफरेंस.
राइट.
हाँ, बट वी डोंट रिस्ट्रिक्ट यूजर्स फ्रॉम पिकिंग अप सर्वर्स, नाइदर डू वी कंपेल, नाइदर डू वी मार्केट. जिसे जो लेना है वो ले, जो उसकी कन्विंसिंग जोन है क्या नहीं?
कोतारी जी,
या
तो अपना जो एलिट 11 है, तो दैट विल बी if we input all the 11 legs, it will be counted as one strategy or
8 legs is one portfolio, it's one strategy.
8 legs. मतलब हमारा एक नूरानी साहब का एक स्ट्रेटजी है जिसमें 11 legs है.
नहीं, इसमें 8 लेग का ही.
आप दो पोर्टफोलियो बना लीजिए ना, उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम?
अलग अलग है, एंट्री टाइम अलग है, एग्जिट अलग है.
आपको उसमें एक स्ट्रेटेजी क्रिएट करनी पड़ेगी और वो मल्टी लैग पोर्टफोलियो में यू हैव टू असाइन दैट स्ट्रेटेजी टैग इन ऑल द दैट पोर्टफोलियो. सो वो एक स्ट्रेटेजी कंसोलिडेट हो जाएगी ऑफ 11 मल्टी लैग पोर्टफोलियोस.
हाँ, वो 11 एक साथ चलेंगे. राइट.
अलग है, एंट्री टाइम अलग है, एग्जिट टाइम अलग है.
हाँ,
अलग अलग बना सकते, एक ही जन कॉपी करके टाइम मतलब देना
नहीं. आपको 11 अलग मल्टी लैग्स बनाने पड़ेंगे.
सबसे बेटर भाई 11 अलग मल्टी लगे, सबका टाइम अलग है, एक अलग है, कर रहा हूँ 11 अलग मल्टी लगे.
सही बात है.
तो क्या देखिए सर, आपको ओवरऑल उड़ाने क्या बोल रहे हैं कि 30,000 का कंबाइंड स्टॉप लॉस चाहिए. वो आप जाके एक जगह यूजर सेटिंग में डाल दो, स्ट्रेटजी टैग कर दो, बाकी अपने क्या है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
चलिए, any other question or we'll end now? बहुत टाइम हो गया.
One last I had. Suppose you have a multi-leg strategy, you enter with maybe 10 lots. Then you want to partially exit 5 lots at some time, then another partial exit. Is something like that possible?
Screen देख लीजिए. Okay. For example, screen देख लीजिए. Are you able to view my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just showing you that. That's what I don't think so. I can show you on the exit part, but I'll show you how you can do it. Sunday is more tiring than Monday, yaar.
At least with our members.
Do you go office, Rachit?
No, he work from home only, na.
Acha, I stay very nearby to your office.
Acha, okay.
Santa Cruz, huh?
No,
Kandivali East.
Kandivali, yeah. Acha. I'm at Andheri only.
Okay.
Acha.
Yeah.
So now, when you see this, for example, I've executed the portfolios. Okay, it's gonna fail. Aaj ka din wo hai. But anyways, here and do you see this part entry and part exit? This button is there.
Where?
This button, part entry, part exit.
Part entry, yeah.
Yeah, this will allow you to enter in percentage or quantity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Acha, so even for exit, it will allow that way once it is entered. Part exit.
Correct.
Okay, got it. That is good because during expiry days, it's good to have partial exits and lock some of the profits.
One click it is. One click. I'll show it to you.
कीर्ति तो लगता है सब्सक्राइब कर ही देगी, कल आज ही कर देगी. हाँ कीर्ति.
हाँ सर, अच्छा है. मतलब मैंने सुना था, but I did not go through all the features personally. तो अभी उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से explain कर दिए.
अभी फॉर एग्जांपल ये पोर्टफोलियो चल रहा है ना मैडम, ये देख रही हैं. मैंने इसको पार्ट एंट्री क्लिक किया, मैंने कहा 100 लॉट ऐड कर दे. ठीक है ना. वन क्लिक देखिए मेरा पीएनएल कैसे इफेक्ट हो गया. यू सी.
यस.
मुझे अब ये कंप्लीट भी हो गया बिकॉज मेरा अल्टीमेटली वो हमने वो लगा रखा था ना, ध्यान नहीं दिया. ये स्क्वायर ऑफ ग्लोबल प्रॉफिट, तो वो हिट हो गया. तो उसने सारी स्ट्रेटेजी उठा के बंद कर दी. यही रिस्क मैनेजमेंट होता है. ठीक है ना. आदमी गलती कर सकता है. मैंने क्वांटिटी बढ़ाते टाइम नहीं सोचा क्या होगा, बट क्योंकि वहां पे ग्लोबल स्टॉप लॉस डिफाइंड थी. दिस इज व्हाट ऑप्टिमाइज्ड रिस्क मैनेजमेंट इज. कि ओवरऑल पोर्टफोलियो पे मेरा एप्लीकेबल था 10,000, तो उसने उठा के बंद कर दिया कि आपके 10,000 हो चुके आज के. ठीक है ना. सो दैट इज हाउ यू कैन कंट्रोल द your
Global
architect.
means it is per user or how many total users you have basis that?
Global means जो भी first user का trade execute होगा strategy stack पे वो उसके P&L को consider करेगा, because it is not possible to consider every user's P&L. ठीक है ना?
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever first user the trade is fired, it will consider that P&L. So when you are using multipliers for multi accounts, make sure that you have logged in, or the first executed user is single lot quantity. So accordingly the P&L would be visible, or else you can split across with different tags, different users account. Simple as that. तो आप different tags के साथ fire करें. ठीक है ना? Yeah.
Okay, means even if I have a 2-user license, it will consider a global exit for only the first user, you are saying, P&L.
Of course.
Okay.
Plus आपको एक
got
और
it.
चीज दिखा देता हूँ, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, ये भी देख लीजिए. कई बार क्या होता है ना, हमने इंडिविजुअल टारगेट स्टॉप लॉस दे दिया, लेकिन कंबाइंड नहीं दिया. ठीक है, अब कंबाइंड भी दे दिया मान लीजिए. कई बार क्या होता है भाई, इस वाले यूजर का कंबाइंड एंट्री और टारगेट और स्टॉप लॉस में 50 पैसे का फर्क आ गया, विच इज वेरी मच कॉमन व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग विद मल्टी यूजर्स. ठीक है, आ सकता है ना, पॉसिबल है. आपको एक प्राइस पे तो फिल नहीं मिलेगा ना.
Right.
उस केस में हमने क्या दिया हुआ है यहाँ पे, अदर सेटिंग्स में दे दिया कीप यूजर्स इन सिंक. आप ये बॉक्स टिक कर दें. ठीक है, तो वो क्या करेगा, अगर एक का भी हिट हुआ ना, ये बाकियों को भी बाहर कर देगा. ठीक है, तो ऐसी छोटी छोटी चीजें ना, बहुत सारे रिफाइनमेंट्स दिए हुए स्टॉक्सो में. अब जैसे आपने एक क्वेरी पूछी तो हम उसका जवाब दे पाए, पर आपको हर चीज समझाने की स्कोप नहीं रह पाता.
Got it.
ठीक है ना, तो ये बड़े प्रैक्टिकल एक्सप्लेनेशंस और प्रैक्टिकल हैंडलिंग है जो अच्छे सिस्टम्स नहीं देते हैं. ठीक है ना, बहुत माइन्यूट सी चीज है.
बहुत अच्छा किया
आपका. तो एक्सेल से भी मतलब बहुत बड़ा सिस्टम है भाई. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एक्सेल तो कुछ नहीं है इसके सामने जो आपने फीचर डाले हैं.
देखिए, एक्सेल अलग चीज है, अलग चीज है.
जबरदस्त है आप. ग्रेट यार. Really fascinating, I will say, the way you have developed this system.
Really excellent. I mean, so many things are which were not, realized or understood, I think, just by downloading.
अरे मैं आपको सिंपल ये बोल रहा हूँ, हमने जो एल्गो ट्रेडर बनाया ना, और जो हमारे रविंद्र मिश्रा जी जो बना रहे हैं, मतलब उसमें महीनों लग गए एक दो हमको स्टेप लेने के लिए. मतलब इतना ज्यादा बीटा टेस्टिंग करो, ये टेस्ट करो, और वो अभी नहीं हो रहा. ओनली सिंपल टू रिक्वायरमेंट, और यहाँ तो इन्होंने 1000 रिक्वायरमेंट डाली हुई है इसके अंदर यार. अमेजिंग सर. हाँ, जबरदस्त है.
सर ये इतना अच्छा बनाया है ना, बहुत ही बढ़िया बनाया, लेकिन इसको यूज करने के लिए कुछ ऑफलाइन ट्रेनिंग होना चाहिए सर.
एक्चुअली क्या है कि पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं हो पाती है, वरना कोई भी इंसान जो होगा, जीरोधा हो गया या ट्रेडिंग भी हो गया, कहीं भी ऑफलाइन ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी ना पॉसिबल नहीं होती. ट्रेनिंग एक्टिविटी, ये वेबिनार्स या यही सब माध्यम होते हैं या वीडियोस होते हैं. बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर केटरिंग टू द मासेस, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. क्योंकि आप ये समझे, अगर मेरे पास एक कॉल आ गई ना, एक कॉल भी अगर पर्सनल पिक हो गई, प्रोडक्टिविटी आउटकम, डोंट टेक इट अदरवाइज, बट जनरल एक बात है, आदमी जब बात करेगा फॉर एग्जांपल, और 15 से 20 मिनट वो मिनिमम ले लेगा. ठीक है, मिनिमम. नॉर्मल कॉल कुछ नहीं है. आधी से ज्यादा जो कॉल्स रिसीव होती हैं वो ये होती है, सर एल्गो ट्रेडिंग करना है, कैसे करें, आप स्ट्रेटेजी का रिटर्न क्या है. ये उनका पर्सपेक्टिव है. रिटेल जनरल ट्रेडर्स की बात करता हूँ. अब अगर हम इस टाइप की कॉल्स एंटरटेन करते हैं, वो 5 मिनट चले जाते हैं सिर्फ एक ऐसी चीज में जो हम करते नहीं है काम. ठीक है, क्या बैलेंस. तो टाइम मैनेजमेंट हमारे लिए बहुत जरूरी होता है, वरना स्टॉक्सो इस लेवल पे नहीं होता. अगर हमने अपने कम्युनिकेशन रिस्ट्रिक्ट नहीं किए होते तो हम काम नहीं कर सकते. एंड एमेच्योर लोगों को अगर आपको
completely agree, completely. I mean, technical, that is the biggest challenge.
if a programmer and if we are working ना, उस वक्त we don't like. In fact, I would say कि आप मिस्टर कोठारी से पूछ लीजिए कि मैंने उनसे कॉल पे कितनी बार बात की. उनका वेबिनार का मैसेज अगर आया कि ये करना है, तो मैंने सिर्फ व्हाट्सएप पे कह दिया कि हाँ जी कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, मेरी और उनकी भी बात नहीं हुई, बिकॉज आई यूजुअली स्टे अवे मच फ्रॉम कम्युनिकेशंस, बिकॉज इवेंचुअली काम करना है. देखिए, ठीक है ना, एक बेहतर सिस्टम बनाने के लिए ना बहुत अलर्ट होके बैठना पड़ता है, बहुत सारी चीजें देखनी पड़ती हैं, और उस वक्त अगर टीम्स और ये सब और जेनरिक सपोर्ट आपको अगर हम आगे कर दें, तो यही होगा, सर वील गेट बैक टू यू, जो आप बाकी कंपनी में सुनते आए आज तक. ठीक है ना.
कर लेंगे ना तो मोस्ट ऑफ द लर्निंग्स हो जाएंगी यू कैन बिकॉज़ यू कैन मेक मोस्ट ऑफ द एरर्स फ्रॉम द सिमुलेटर एंड दैट विल हेल्प
करेक्ट दैट इज द ओनली इंटेंशन वाज टू डिजाइन अ सिमुलेटर वाज कि ऐसी कोई चीज एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती थी और हम इसीलिए 12 दिन विच इज हाफ अ मंथ अगर आप एक मंडे शुरुआत करते ट्रायल की तो आपको पूरा आधा महीना मिल जाता है और उसके बाद भी कोई कॉस्टिंग ऐसी नहीं है कि एक इंसान को बहुत हैवी पड़ जाए उससे महंगा तो नेटफ्लिक्स है ठीक है तो यहाँ पे चीजें जो है बहुत इकोनॉमिकल रखी गई हैं तो आदमी अपना थोड़ा सा लर्निंग फेज रखकर बाकी इतने ट्रेनर्स काम कर रहे हैं जो अपने अपने सेशंस में रेगुलर और अच्छे अच्छे ट्रेनर्स हैं वो ठीक है जो अपने अपने सेशंस में सिखाते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं से नॉलेज शेयरिंग हो ही रही है और प्लस वीडियोस भी हैं तो थोड़े से एफर्ट्स लें और बाकी जो स्पेसिफिक क्वेरीज हैं वो हम व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू एड्रेस करते हैं इट इज नॉट दैट वी डोंट एड्रेस
कोठारी जी एक
बोलिए।
मैं अपना कपिल बात कर रहा हूँ एक अपना एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूँ मेरा ना कुछ 10 दिन पहले सिस्टम में काफी प्रॉब्लम आया था एंड ऑफ द डे शाम को मैं चेक कर रहा था अगले दिन के लिए तो इन्होंने मतलब 10 बजे के टाइम रात को तो रचित जी ने अपना वो एनी डेस्क पे लेके उसको रात के 11-12 बजे तक ठीक किया उसको अगले दिन के लिए
अच्छा 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 हाँ तो क्रिटिकल आएगा तो ये हैंडल करते ही होंगे सही बात है
नहीं
हाँ,
करते
मतलब अपना
करते
एक्सपीरियंस
क्रिटिकल में
बता रहा हूँ
करते हैं
मतलब
हैंडल जो चीज रुक के चेक कर सकते हैं वो रुक के चेक होती है टू बी ऑनेस्ट छुपाने ऐसा कुछ नहीं है और जो
नहीं नहीं
क्रिटिकल है
बिल्कुल
वो होता है
देखिए टेक्निकल में एक चीज बता देता हूँ मान लीजिए कि आपका रन हो रहा है सिस्टम उस वक्त कोई इशू आ गया एपीआई में आ गया कुछ आ गया पहली बात तो लॉग्स आपके सिस्टम में दूसरा चलते हुए सिस्टम को मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता ठीक है ना जो चीज रनिंग है जो चीज हो चुकी है सर मेरा ऑर्डर फिल नहीं हुआ अभी ये नहीं उसको उस वक्त कुछ नहीं कर सकते और कोई भी सिस्टम नहीं कर सकता ठीक है ना तो वो कुछ क्रिटिकल कभी कुछ अराइज होते हैं तो वो लॉग्स आइडेंटिफिकेशन में टाइम लगता है टेक्स ऑन एन एवरेज मैं आपको बता दूं एक यूजर का एक लॉग समझने के लिए और करने के लिए 5 से 6 घंटे लग जाते हैं ठीक है बिकॉज सारी कुछ एंक्रिप्टेड होता है आपके सिस्टम में इट इज नॉट अ ओपन डेटा
अच्छा
जी आप उसका कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे आपको अगर मैं फाइल्स दे दूं दे आर ऑल मतलब एंक्रिप्टेड फाइल्स आप कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे देख के भी
अच्छा इतना कंट्रोल रखा आपने
करेक्ट तो उतना ज्यादा रिफाइनमेंट होता है तो
do you plan to integrate मतलब suppose it's not a standard API like a trading view or charting but can the team support if we have a custom API or a custom signal that we can push to Stoxxo for execution?
What kind of
So
I guess he's asking about Python based
yeah I have my own signaling system I have my own signaling system so which can give me the trade
it's built upon what
to buy and sell no I mean I can give you a JSON output on the signal
so we can give you a URL based firing which is very simple that we do it
okay
I'll show it to you I think I don't know if I have the code here WhatsApp I think was there one so I need to check but there is a URL based firing okay matlab that is you can simply fire in the Chrome even if you paste here na in this Chrome browser the URL you can fire a multi-line portfolio and exit also
so with all the parameters kind of
correct so your code you can simply call those URLs and it will just you just have to call in the name
okay I mean we'll just check it up I mean as I maybe do more R&D on it on the platform we'll come back and connect with the team if required
yeah absolutely let me see I'm still searching for you
but enjoyed the session enjoyed the product lovely
अरे जबरदस्त है
thank you and
जबरदस्त प्रोडक्ट बनाया आपने
screen is visible Rachit so just
yeah I'm just actually searching I wanted to show him
तो Backinzo backtesting का one of the important feature is वो support में these are the only guy ये बताते हैं कि आपका मैक्स PNL कितना था मिनिमम PNL कितना था और डे क्लोजिंग कितना है तो कोई भी जो स्ट्रेटजी बनाता है तो आपको तो स्टॉप लॉस बनाने की जो विधि है यू कैन जस्ट चेक इट यार कितनी बार मेरा मैक्स PNL तो 10,000 पे पहुंच गया था लेकिन डे एंड नेगेटिव में क्लोज है वन ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट फीचर कम्स इन वेरी इजी एक्सेल जो भी आप कर सकते हैं यार कितने तक दिन में मैक्सिमम कितना चला गया था और किस वक्त गया और स्ट्रेटजी में अगर ये लग रहा है कि हर बार 12:30 बजे जब 10,000 पॉजिटिव हो जाता है लेकिन नेगेटिव हो रहा है क्लोजिंग तो उस दिन अगर 10:30 या 12:30 को 10,000 हो गए तो आप अपने हिसाब से कर सकते हैं, which is only
See
for
this, sorry, what you were asking me, na? See this. This is the entry function. Okay. I'm just pasting it. Do you see this is just a name, short straddle. You see this? ये एक URL है. मैंने सीधा इसे जैसे ही कॉल करूंगा यहाँ से, ठीक है, आप किसी भी अपने कोड से कॉल करते हैं, इमीडिएटली स्टॉक्सो पे मल्टीलेग फायर हो चुका है, HTTP फंक्शन आ गया. Do you see this?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. अब ये NND1 है. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just change
Just
the
change the
name
name to NND1. Yeah, understood.
Correct. The same thing,
Yeah.
for example, when we fired the short straddle, the same thing I'm using the exit function as well. I'll just
So
copy.
so the VPS will also have a static IP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see the square of initiated error again because the portfolio was already
not
failed?
there, right.
Yeah, it has already failed. This was failed, na? So there is no exit which is going to
Yes,
happen.
yes.
So from your custom code, JSON and all, you can simply call these URLs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Super.
Okay. Yeah.
चलो खत्म करेंगे.
हाँ जी सर.
Thank you very much, Rachit ji. It was a really fantastic session. And आपका प्रोडक्ट तो मतलब आज तक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट नहीं देखा मैंने. Too good. Thank you very much on behalf of all our members. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Sir,
you. It
we
was
are
pleasure
going to
to meet
make
you.
a trial version.
हाँ?
क्या चीज?
We are going